fresh news, smart talk, all day. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. A new UB study says middle-class families need $10,000 a month to make it in Providence, Grand Bahama. Another murder. Police investigating this one off Carmichael Road. And the countdown is on to the Anchor Awards. You're getting all the details about the big event. That's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Monday, November 4th, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, DeAndrew Cartwright will be joining us. I'll tell you more about the Anchor Awards coming up in Morning Blend Business. Before that, we're going to be talking with UB about their upcoming Masters in Nursing program. Great information that we need to share. So that's all I had on this Monday. But first, it's time for the Overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, investigations continue into the country's latest murder. A man shot and killed off Carmichael Road yesterday morning, bringing the murder count for the year to 103. Superintendent Dino Josie said officers responded to reports of a man lying near the street east of the Coral Harbor roundabout around 8 a.m. Police found no signs of life and saw gunshot wounds on the man's body. Josie said police could not determine the man's nationality. He said the man is believed to be in his late 30s or early 40s. Chief Superintendent Kristen Skipping similarly said that the incident is demonstrates that the erosion of the country's moral fiber. As Josie said, we need to pray for the nation and pray for our young men at the scene. A 39-year-old who shot at two men following a dispute over marijuana and grab a leaf has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Denario Fox of Greencastle, Luther, 39, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life and 1 count of possession of an unlicensed firearm at his arraignment before Magistrate Samuel McKinney on Friday. The charges stemmed from an incident that took place on October 6th in Greencastle. Marvin Roll and Shivago Young told police they got into an argument with the defendant over grab-a-leaf and marijuana. Fox pulled a gun, causing them to flee in different directions. Fox pursued Young and opened fire. Young was not injured. Unable to catch Young, Fox went to Roll's home. When Fox arrived, he met Roll looking out of one of the windows. Fox shot at the home where Roll and young children were present. No one was injured, however, the building was damaged. Police caught Fox with a .40 caliber semi-automatic pistol that contained 3 rounds of ammunition. McKinney sentenced Fox to 5 years for possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison for the firearm. The sentences will be served at the same time. And a man who disarmed his attacker and beat him to death has been sentenced to 18 years in prison for manslaughter. Tomiko Dorset was initially charged with murder for the January 5th, 2024 bludgeoning death of Daryl Ferguson. The charge was reduced to manslaughter because Dorset was provoked. He pleaded guilty to the reduced charge of manslaughter when he appeared before Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson in September. The prosecutor, Yugal Bonavie, told the court that Ferguson was beaten to death during a fight that he started. On the day in question, he confronted Dorset at a park on Miller's Heights and accused him of stealing a car battery. Ferguson, who was armed with a 2x4 piece of plywood, struck Dorset, who disarmed him and beat him to death. At the time of the offense, Dorset slept in a bathroom on Miller's Park and used cocaine daily. According to the prosecution, Dorset went too far in defending himself by excessively hitting Ferguson in the head and stomping him. The prosecutor recommended a sentence of 18 years, while defense lawyer Sonia Timothy Knowles suggested a sentence of 5 years. Grant Thompson has accepted the prosecution's recommendation. She said, quote, "The court intends that the sentence will send a strong message to the community that justice is tempered with mercy. The court will balance the need for society to have some retribution by the convict serving some sentence for the serious indictable offense, but yet ensuring that he receives the professional assistance he requires." The judge ordered that Dorset receive psychiatric and drug treatment while serving his sentence. Meanwhile, National Security Minister Wayne Monroe says that too many cases are prosecuted in the Bahamas, noting that increased use of effective plea bargaining would greatly reduce the court backlog. However, he said the prosecutors are afraid to offer sentences that are appealing to individuals accused of crimes because of likely outcry from the public over lenience. And University of the Bahamas, a study attracting a lot of attention. The study has found that a middle-class family of 4 in New Providence needs a monthly income of $10,200 to have a decent life, or $10,100 a month if they're living in Grand Bahama. The findings are contained in UB researcher Leslie Archer's paper, How Much Does It Cost to Be Middle Class in the Bahamas? It was published on October 23rd in the International Journal of Bahamian Studies. The study also includes updated cost of living estimates for a low-income family of 4. Archer was the lead researcher of the Living Wage for the Bahamas paper, published back in 2021. That study found that in 2020, a working class family of 4 needed $4,000 a month to live a decent and affordable life in New Providence, and $5,750 a month in Grand Bahama. Overseas, Indonesia's National Disaster Management Agency saying today that at least 10 people have died as a series of volcanic eruptions widens on the remote island of Flores. The eruption at Mount Lewatobi, Laki-Laki, around midnight spewed thick, brownish ash as high as 6,500 feet into the air, and hot ashes hit several villages, burning down houses, including a convent of Catholic nuns. A fireman saying, an official with the monitoring post saying that the volcanic material is thrown up to 3.7 miles from the crater, blanketing nearby villages and towns with tons of volcanic debris and forcing residents to flee. Rescuers still searching for more bodies buried under collapsed houses. Officials with the National Disaster Management Agency saying that all the bodies, including a child, were found within a 2.4-mile radius of the center. We're told at least 10,000 people have been affected by the eruption in 6 villages, and 4 in the district. Some have fled to relatives' houses while the local government is readying schools to use as temporary shelters. And a poorly maintained and overcrowded bus veered off the road and plunged into a deep gorge in northern India today, killing at least 36 people and injuring several others. The accident occurred in Almora district. The bus was carrying around 60 people and more than 20 have been injured. Authorities said earlier they believe there were 42 passengers, which was how many people the bus could accommodate. Teams of rescue and relief workers were deployed to the site, and officials feared the death toll may rise further, especially as 7 passengers in hospital were in critical condition. Television footage showed parts of the bus mangled and destroyed as it lay overturned on a rocky slope close to a stream. Rescuers were seen working to pull out passengers and carrying bodies on stretchers. And Bolivia's transformative and divisive former president, Evo Morales, saying that he would press on with a hunger strike until the government of his protege turned rival agreed to a political dialogue. His act of dissent aims to diffuse street protests that have paralyzed the nation in recent weeks over what Morales' supporters condemn as his political persecution. Morales, still a larger-than-life figure, still towering over Bolivian politics 5 years after his fraught ouster, spoke on his 3rd day without food from the misty tropics of Chapare, Bolivia's rural coca-growing region that serves as his stronghold. The ex-president said he began his hunger strike Friday in hopes of international organizations or friendly governments facilitating talks with his political nemesis, President Luis Arce. Tensions have surged over the past 3 weeks since pro-Morales supporters set up crippling roadblocks aimed at rebuking Arce, Morales' former economy minister, with whom he's now vying to lead Bolivia's governing Socialist Party into next year's elections. And some sad news from the entertainment world. Quincy Jones, the multi-talented music titan whose vast legacy ranged from producing Michael Jackson's historic Thriller album to writing prize-winning film and television scores and collaborating with Frank Sinatra, Ray Charles, and hundreds of other recording artists, has died. Jones' publicist, Arnold Robinson, said he died Sunday night at his home in Bel Air, the Bel Air section of Los Angeles. Jones rose from running with gangs on the south side of Chicago to the very heights of show business, becoming one of the first black executives to thrive in Hollywood and amassing an extraordinary musical catalog that includes some of the richest moments of American rhythm and song. Quincy Jones, dead at 91. In sports, Bahamians in the NBA hitting their mark. The season, which started on October 22nd, and Bahamian players, or those with Bahamian heritage, certainly doing their thing. Klay Thompson and Javon Buddy Hield, both known for sharp shooting ability, climbing the all-time list of three-pointers in league history. Thompson now ranks 6th with 2,500 three-pointers and counting. Hield, who's been on fire, stands at number 20 with 1,954. You can read all about how they're doing in today's Guardian Sports section. From college football, Prince Strachan, Bahamian wide receiver for the Boise State University Broncos, caught his first touchdown of the season in a commanding 56-24 victory for his team over the San Diego State University Aztecs Friday. Strachan, the younger brother of Michael Strachan, who was drafted by the Indianapolis Colts in the National Football League, showcased his potential by recording 4 receptions for 49 yards, including a 14-yard touchdown catch. From the NFL, Demarcus Robinson's one-handed catch in overtime gives the LA Rams a 26-20 win over the Seattle Seahawks. Another disappointing day for Dallas, losing to the Atlanta Falcons 27-21. Plus, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott will have an MRI today to determine the severity of a hamstring injury that forced him to leave the game. Prescott said he felt a pull, saying it was something he never felt. Prescott also appeared to suffer an injury to his right hand at the end of the third quarter. And the Minnesota Vikings overcoming 3 turnovers to beat the Indianapolis Colts 21-13. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your weather for today, we've got a tight pressure gradient between a westward moving trough of low pressure across the southeast Bahamas and building high pressure north of the area. That's going to support strong to near gale force winds and hazardous marine conditions across the country today and for the next few days. Squally showers, thunderstorms, along with strong gusty winds to gale force and possibly strong gale will accompany the trough of low pressure impacting mainly the southeast and central Bahamas today and the remainder of the islands through Tuesday. So a gale warning is in effect for the southeast Bahamas until noon today, and after that a gale watch will come into effect. A gale warning is in effect for the northwest and central Bahamas. Boaters across the entire country should exercise caution, actually should remain in port until further notice, especially small craft. This is due to gale and hazardous marine conditions. Dangerous high surf and life-threatening rip currents will affect east coastal waters, especially Atlantic exposures, during the next few days. And a marginal threat of isolated strong thunderstorms is in place for the central and southeast Bahamas. So the hazardous marine and beaching conditions will continue, and therefore, again, boaters need to stay in port. As we're expecting rough seas and moderate to large swells, beachgoers should stay out of the water due to the high risk of rip currents and dangerous surf. Some coastal flooding and beach erosion is also likely along East Coast and Atlantic exposures, especially at high tide. And everyone should exercise caution along coastal roads, especially the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera. So for today, for the northern and northwest Bahamas, partly sunny during the day, mainly fair at night. For the central Bahamas, partly cloudy, becoming cloudy tonight. And for the southeast Bahamas, mostly cloudy today, about 40 to 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs near 85 Fahrenheit, 29-30 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 73 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. We've got a lot going on in the tropics. We're watching an area that could become the next named system, and that's going to affect parts of the Caribbean. We'll tell you about that and give you your extended outlook in our next weather check in just a bit.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start.
You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
This Christmas, Alive is partnering with Western Air to bring Bahamian students home. Enter our It's Good to Be Home contest, where 4 lucky students will win a trip back to the Bahamas to celebrate with family and friends. Because nothing feels better than being home for the holidays. Visit BeAlive.com or follow us on social media to learn how to enter. It's good to be alive.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
It's easy to go the extra mile when you fill up with Esso Synergy Supreme Plus Fuel. It keeps your engine clean and running smoothly, which helps to make every fill-up last longer. Choose Esso Synergy Supreme Plus Fuel today for better gas mileage and better performance. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license. Benefits are based on Synergy-branded gasoline compared to gasoline meeting minimum government detergency standards. Actual benefits may vary based on factors such as vehicle type, driving style, and gasoline previously used.
What's that one gift you've longed for?
My own home.
Build or buy your home with financing from CIBC Caribbean and we'll gift you up to US $3,000 towards your legal fees. No loan application fee and up to 95% financing. And if you switch your mortgage to us, take the gift of no switching costs up to US $10,000. Plus, we're giving more with double the chance to win one of 3 cash prizes in your country. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/joyofgiving for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
Wake up, it's a new
Around
day.
the world, Cleveland Clinic is recognized as a leader in healthcare. Our team of experts relentlessly pursues the best for our patients. From groundbreaking cancer research to state-of-the-art heart surgery, life-saving innovations happen here every day. When it's time to travel for your health, it's time to travel to Cleveland Clinic. Your destination for care, for every care in the world. To learn more, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Thanksgiving has arrived early at Montague Motors. This whole month is Black November with deep discounts on selected models. Roll out this season in style. Montague Motors, trusted quality service for over 20 years. Zero down, everyone. Village Road near Shirley. 698-3950. 812-7576. Call Montague Motors now and get the best discounts the entire month of November.
Transform your home for less at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale, Friday, November 1st through Tuesday, December 24th. Enjoy 25% off house and spray paints plus 20% off paint supplies, excluding net items. Our wide selection of paint colors is the perfect way to bring holiday cheer to your home. You'll also find the best selection of brushes, rollers, and pans, glue, bladders, paint thinner, and more. So catch the holiday spirit and paint up for Christmas at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale.
What gift gives you joy?
An investment in land. That's joy to my future.
Finance your land with CIBC Caribbean and we'll gift you up to US $500 towards valuation fees, no loan application fee, and up to 15 years to repay. Plus, we'll also give you the chance to win one of 3 cash prizes in your country from our regional pot of over US $100,000. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/joyofgiving for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. And this is Morning Blend. Welcome back. I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Deandra Cartwright will be joining us. Also this morning, we were talking with UB about their soon-to-be-launched master's degree in nursing. And get all the details about that. And then later in business, we are getting a preview of the upcoming Anchor Awards set for November 16th. So that's all ahead, but there is a lot to talk about right now in the news. And in the news, we are all learning of the death of Quincy Jones. So all morning long, we're going to be playing music that he produced. He did a lot. We probably have a whole week we could do with that. But we're going to be doing that this morning. Quincy Jones dead at 91. All right. So police investigating another murder. This one, the body found yesterday morning. Investigations continue into that. And there's a very interesting story in today's Answer Guardian. I'd love to get your reaction to it. Man jailed for 18 years in manslaughter case. Our Arteezy Davis writing about it. A man who disarmed his attacker and beat him to death was last week sentenced to 18 years imprisonment for manslaughter. Tomiko Dorset was initially charged with murder for the January 5th, 2024 bludgeoning death of Darrell Ferguson. The charge was reduced to manslaughter because Dorset was provoked. He pleaded guilty to the reduced charge of manslaughter when he appeared before Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson in September. The prosecutor, Yukil Barnaby, told the court that Ferguson was beaten to death during a fight that he started. On the day in question, he confronted Dorset at a park on Millers Heights and accused him of stealing a car battery. Ferguson, who was armed with a 2x4 piece of plywood, struck Dorset, who disarmed him and beat him to death. At the time of the offense, Dorset slept in a bathroom on Millers Park and used cocaine daily. According to the prosecution, Dorset went too far in defending himself by excessively hitting Ferguson in the head and stomping him. The prosecutor recommended a sentence of 18 years, while the defense lawyer, Sonia Timothy Knowles, suggested a sentence of 5 years. Grant Thompson accepted the prosecution's recommendation. She said, quote, "The court intends that the sentence will send a strong message to the community that justice is tempered with mercy. The court will balance the need for society to have some retribution by the convict serving some sentence for a serious indictable offense, but yet ensuring that he receives the professional assistance he requires." The judge ordered that Dorset receive psychiatric and drug treatment while serving his sentence. Okay, let's get your reaction to that. A lot going on there. 18 years. He was a coke addict and living in a bathroom and was approached and accused by a man with a 2x4 of stealing a car battery, and he was hit in the head. Well, hit, at least, with the 2x4. Took the 2x4 away from the guy and then beat him to death. Yeah, let's get your reaction to all that. What do you think? Do you think that is the right sentence there? 18 years. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. And toll free 242-300-5720. You got to have a lot of guts to go up to a coke addict with a 2x4. I really don't. I don't know. But oh boy. Do you think he will get the treatment that he needs? Is it too much? People getting much less for murder, it seems. A whole lot less. And, boy, anyway, and text us, 422-4796. Here's a text. The system is preying on the poor. Do you see it that way? I don't know. I mean, yes, he went too far. He absolutely did. But he wasn't in his right mind. He's on coke. Man. Oh, boy. Okay, Dwight, did I hear correctly? Because on Friday, the murder count was 104. Did you say 103, including the murder that happened over the weekend? That's what we're counting. And remember now, I think some of the media were including the number with the brothers-in-law who killed each other. And we're talking about murders. And this always gets confusing, especially at the end of the year, because, as I said last week, unfortunately, and they keep doing it, the police, once that count gets higher, they start to really separate the numbers. I said, no, the murder count is right, which would be lower than the homicide count, because the one that we're talking about right now wouldn't be counted in the murder count. Yeah. So we keep saying, keep it that way from the beginning and give out an overall homicide count. We do need that, which would be way higher than probably always in the triple digits, if not higher, in this country at the rate we're going. But yeah, murder count. But we'll see. Hopefully this week there'll be some clarity on that. But in any event, it's too high. It is insane for a country of this size to have a murder count in the triple digits. It really is. But I want to get your reaction to this. What should have happened here? Do you agree with that sentence, 18 years? Is the judge right? Again, this person was on coke every day. I don't know where he's getting coke from if he lives in a bathroom. How does that work? Isn't that kind of like expensive? No, not anymore? I don't know. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Like I said, that people again, murder, concurrent sentences for murder out in 6 years. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't get it. Wow. This person says here, Dwight, it's best to say unlawful killings or deaths to avoid the gerrymandering of the numbers. Gerrymandering. Okay. Yeah. This person says, Dwight, justice doesn't seem to be justice anymore. Revamp the whole system. Okay, so what do you mean by that? Just don't say it like that. What happened? Do you think it's not justice? What happened here? A man is dead. What do you think? Should it be lower? Should it be what? This texter says, I think the time is fine, but do not expect him to get treatment. He was sane enough to know he was stealing a battery. No, that didn't say he was accused of stealing a battery. We don't know if he stole it. I mean, what does he need a battery for? I mean, for coke? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay, sorry. Anyway, he doesn't have a car, but yeah, maybe for the... oh, boy. He was sane enough to know he was stealing a battery and try to stop someone stopping him. I mean, that's how it is, right? People on substances are hyper aware when it comes to situations like that and may overreact. But he wasn't attacked counting lamp holes, so yeah, he knew what he was doing. The lack of rehab is going to be a problem. I'm not sure. I mean, I think that's a natural instinct in humans, in all animals, which we are, to defend yourself if you're being attacked or run. One of them. This person says, I suppose you'd have to compare it to someone what someone got for a premeditated act of murder. Yeah, right. And like we said, there's been a lot, and some very odd rulings. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, cousin Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
Where these magistrates and things live, or these judges live, man? They live on Mahazi.
Why? Why do you say that?
See, according to law, if someone attack you, you can reciprocate the same equal force in order to avoid murder or it being called murder. Or
well, you just said it. You just said it. Equal. I mean, you got hit once. You don't go and beat the person to death.
Well, how much time you want me to get hit, right? If I frighten you,
but you already got
me side by head with a 2x4, and I managed to wrestle that away from you. First of all, it's not premeditated because I didn't bring the weapon to the fight. Mm-hmm. You brought it. Now, whether you hit me once or twice, I managed to wrestle that for you and defend myself. That is called self-defense.
Yeah, but if the person's already incapacitated, you don't have to keep. You really need to.
Well, Dwight, we can go further. There are mitigating circumstances in that this man was homeless. This man was on drugs. This man could have been in any kind of state of mind. Now, I'm not saying 18 years is excessive. All he needs is a good lawyer, and he can appeal that sentence.
Well,
because what should have been done with him, taking into consideration all of the stuff that they were saying, the news is saying.
Well, that's the problem.
He should have been evaluated.
If you're living in the bathroom, you're not going to have a good lawyer. You're not going to have a good lawyer if you're living in a bathroom.
Well, that's probably why he got the 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's not fair. That is not fair for plenty reasons. If a fella bring a gun to you and he fires a shot at you, hit you once, but you manage to wrestle a gun and you fire 3 or 4 shots, you mean to tell me I'd back at the fella that the man say, oh, you shoot too much times? Come on, man, Dwight. Thanks for taking my call.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Continue to call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us. Facebook is text us 422-4796. Let's get another call in. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
There to you. I just want to capitalize on that last caller, whether 1 shot versus 10 shots, especially what's going on in Gaza. So what happened on October 7th, 1,000 person maybe has got hurt and injured and kidnapped and so on. And now we have 43,000 persons dead and entire Gaza Strip destroyed.
Okay, well, I think I see where you're going.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a little bit different. But I hear
very
you.
much. That's the reason why
Excessive. You're saying, yeah.
There should have been a ceasefire.
An over-the-top response. Okay, well, I mean, and that's from people who seem to be of sound mind.
Humanitarian laws, all the rest of it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. But those are people of sound mind. So if you're not thinking clearly, well, we think they're of sound mind. And imagine with that response, but the objective is very different. Well, I don't know what to say. Boy, good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Dwight. Morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
So the court is saying there's a specific way for you to defend yourself?
Everyone's saying something different so far. Everybody's saying something different so far. What do you think about this situation?
Dwight, well, they just come for a walk. But you was talking, I'm only familiar really with the 2 guys who killed themselves, right? You ain't talking with them.
No, we're talking about this case with the man has been sentenced to 18 years for manslaughter for beating to death someone who attacked him.
And somebody attacked him, and he gets sentenced
to 18 years.
To 18 years.
Yes.
For self-defending himself. And the judge is alleging or saying that it was excessive.
Yes.
So it come right back to the point where they ask, because it can't be, is there a specific way for us to defend ourselves without having to spend 18 years for doing it? They need to tell us that procedure.
Well, don't kill people.
But the person, but I want the men to kill him, but I was only in fear for my life. You know how the police them is kill people and say, oh, I was in fear for my life? That type of way? So why they can have that fear for their life and kill people?
Well, it's one shot that can do that versus beating you to death, as in hitting you over and over and over and over and over with a 2x4.
Right. Well, I'm not condoning that type of situation, right? I definitely am not, right? But I just need to get something clear because, you see, nobody knows the frame of the mind of somebody who is trying to defend for their life.
Well, he was on cocaine.
Oh, he was on, okay. All right,
Yeah.
Dwight, you have a nice day.
Okay. It's not funny, but hey, oh, geez. Woo. This is quite a case. Quite a case. Again, don't dog people who are on coke. Don't do it. There's a lot of them out there. And I can see it this morning. But, ooh. Anyway, this person says here... What is this? This is very long. Dwight, if that is the case, this is back to the numbers. What they need to start counting is the death and attempted murders and give us that along with the murders. Well, they do that. They do that already. Because 75% of these people die in hospital afterwards. FYI, our murder count is higher than New York City. And the brothers-in-law killings were murders. They murdered each other. Well, again, murder means premeditated. And if it was a fight that went out of control, that's different. But we don't know yet. Maybe the family knows, and hopefully the police will let us know what the deal is. But we don't know. In any event, it's a homicide, and 2 lives are lost, and that family will never be the same. Never be the same. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Bahamas.
Hi, good morning.
In reference to that case, Dwight, if I was the judge, I would go with the prosecution recommendation to give him 5 years plus give him treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because it was a self-defense, but he went to the extreme. After he saw the individual was lifeless, he should have stopped and continue moving about
before he
his
got
business.
lifeless.
But
Yeah, before he became
the
lifeless.
recommendation that the prosecution gave was fair enough. Now, for the judge to go to the extreme and pass extreme judgment to that extreme, that is extreme.
Well, she said she wants to send a message. She wants to send a message to people that they
No,
have
but the
to be
message
guided.
she should have sent with that young man that raped that 90-something-year-old woman and raped all of them women. That's the message they need to extend to the young people like that young man. Not a person on crack and cocaine. That fella that did all the raping of those young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
That is someone who you need to send a stern message to. Not a person who living in a bathroom who on crack cocaine all of their days of their life. To give him 18 years just to clean up his act. Thanks for taking my call.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Boy. Wow. Man, oh man. This texter says the truth is justice is not blind. She sees the attractiveness of the person, their position of their power, their likability, how the accused is dressed, the accused's job title, the position of the accused in the eyes of society, their relationship to persons of power, the letter from the priest stating that the accused is quiet. What's happening here is getting specific, getting very specific and nice and all, and she takes that into account, talking about justice, not anybody in particular, right? Takes it all into account into the guilty or not guilty verdict. The more positives the accused has, the less likely they are to be treated harshly. Pookie in the ghetto has 2 strikes against him before he enters the court. Wow. Oh, boy. Well, I think a previous caller was onto it, too. If he could have afforded a better, or a lawyer, maybe this would have been a little bit different. Well, no, he did have a lawyer. And they said the defense attorney recommended 5. Right, that's right. Defense attorney recommended 5. We did have a lawyer. But again, the judge said she wanted to send a message. This person says that the entire situation is unfortunate, but this here is an example of how we must be careful when approaching others concerning any situation, because we do not know how others will respond. Being under the influence of any substance only complicates the matter. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know, right? People tell me all the time, I got to be careful with blowing my horn at people, because a lot of people are not well and will not respond nicely to even that. So, boy, being a cocaine addict is the same as having a mental illness. Well, I think you might be on cocaine because you have a mental illness. I think that often is part of it. Seeing as this was his first grievous offense, 18 years seems excessive when you think about the fact that he has not bothered anybody before, but this person bothered him, and he was not in his right mind to be able to control himself. Well, he was accused of stealing. It isn't mentioned whether he did it or not. So I think that is bothering somebody. If he did, I don't know. But if you are a thief for your habit, you are definitely bothering people. You definitely are. But I don't know. This person says here, some crime challenges. A national security minister who appears to be out to lunch constantly and who speaks to where we are versus a plan of action. Questionable verdicts for those charged with leading the country. What? Illegal activities by members of the government and law. What was happening in this text? A suggestion for possible solution. Structure our government where the citizenry elects magistrates, ministers, commissioners of police, yikes, and all government department heads with a recall clause and a harsh prosecution for dereliction of duties and criminal behavior. Wow. Okay, I've been meaning to do a show on this for quite a while now on whether these should be elected positions. I just want you to take a look at what's going on in Mexico, where they've changed the law to elect judges, and they've been having protests, and it's chaos and madness. And there are good reasons why those in Mexico are saying that is not a good idea. Not a good idea. Now, the minister thing, just look. I know people, for some reason, don't like to look at them, but look at what happens in the U.S. The cabinet has to be extremely vetted by the House or the Senate. And it's not just, the president just doesn't pick people and it just happens. It doesn't work like that. And maybe a system like that might be better, right? Where you have... you really have to prove yourself before you can become one of those things. Same thing for their Supreme Court and the cabinet. And it depends on where you are. And if you're looking at the U.S. again, when it comes with commissioners or the head of police forces, some vote and some it looks like they don't. Okay, callers, let's take these calls really quickly. Then we got to move on. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? Good morning. Hi, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning, Dwight. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. I just wanted to chime in on the mental health aspect of this ruling. And it's sad that anyone that is obviously suffering from, incapacity, that would be the case that a judge chooses to make an example of. I agree with the previous caller who spoke about other rape cases and or other cases where we're, I'm so incensed that people get short sentences for incest, rape, sexual assault. And it's clear that there was a self-defense element here and the incapacity. But we just don't take mental health seriously in this country, Dwight. And this is another embarrassing example of how people with mental health issues are just railroaded.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate your call.
Thank you.
All right, Deandra Cartwright, welcome. Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning, Dwight Strachan. Happy to be here.
Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah, very, very much so. That does never seems long enough.
Oh, tell me about it. Let's take these calls really quickly, then we need to take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Mr. John. How you doing?
Doing well.
Mr. Strachan, Mr. Lang had spoken about something on the show. He's saying, no matter how into God you might be, sometimes you get to a point when you get so vexed, like you lose all your human thinking, and you revert to this animalistic type mentality, right? So I agree with that caller who said they should have given him 5 years and the little treatment thing. But Mr. Strachan, what this does is this gives me an anticipation of the case that little video was going around when the fellas was doing, beating a fellow with a wood or whatever the case would be. So I'd like to see what that sentence would be like, seeing that an individual could get 18 years for, going too far in self-defense. I would love to see how far the sentence go with the individuals who was recently involved with that case with the other, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't recall.
Who was some kind of the facilitator of the place, Clifton, who involved the Clifton case? The man who used to run Clifton.
Okay, well, that's a murder situation. Okay. That's very different.
What sentence the judge give those
Okay, I mean, I hear you, but I mean, it's so very different. Oh my God. Okay, but anyway, that's the point of the conversation, right? Some of the sentences are mind-boggling and others aren't. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? No, okay, let's read these messages and then go to the break. This person says here, I wonder where the sympathy would be if the crime was rape, not homicide. That's why I saw the time. That's why I say the time is fair, but the treatment is needed. Okay. If you are defending yourself, you can do what it takes to break free. Once the person's down, you withdraw your defense and go get help. He was excessive. Another one here. Good morning, Dwight and Deandra. Before I start my work today, let me comment on two things. Number one, to be middle class in the Bahamas, you need to earn $10,000 per month, the same as $120,000 per year. The majority of people, even with degrees, will never see this. Now, if you are an AC repairman, top-notch carpenter, electrician, or mechanic, you can make that and more. Number two, concerning the man beating the other person to death, be very careful. All over Nassau, there are people surrounding you every day that are not on coke that will beat you to death. Don't mind their nice clothes, nice haircut, or hairstyles. Folks in Nassau are very excessive. Oh, boy. Even if you see them driving BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, or Cadillacs, they can pop off anytime, anywhere. It is not just folks in Hondas. Open your eyes. You are in a very dangerous society. You're lucky the homicide rate isn't higher. Be very careful. Well, my goodness gracious. Good morning to you, texter. Wow, but I think the texter is 10,000% correct. Because everybody around here seems... Anyway, let's take a break. We're remembering Quincy Jones on lots of the music that he produced, folks. We're going to do that all day today, maybe even tomorrow. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. In real-time traffic, we've got a number of hot spots for you this morning. We've got Milo Butler Highway, heavy traffic well south of Fire Trail, well south of Ballot Road, even straight through the Fire Trail roundabout all the way up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway if you're heading northbound. And traffic building on the Fire Trail side as well, eastbound to that roundabout at this hour. Then we've got Gladstone Road also busy for you just north of Fire Trail, straight up to John F. Kennedy Drive if you're heading northbound. Blue Hill Road also busy for you from St. Vincent straight through to Independence Drive, especially near Carmichael and north of Soldier Road. Independence Drive, heavy traffic westbound this morning toward the Blue Hill Road roundabout. And Soldier Road and Prince Charles Drive, heavy traffic east and west of that intersection. So from Beatrice Avenue straight through to Robinson, if you're heading westbound, you're going to be seeing that heavy traffic on the way to East-West Highway and Marathon Road. Soldier Road busy for you near the intersection with Bernard Village and Wolf. And Eastern Road, heavy traffic for you this morning from San Souci straight up to Johnson Road if you're heading westbound. Got some building traffic on West Bay Street near New Providence Highway at Saunders Beach as you approach that roundabout eastbound. That's what we're looking at right now. We'll have another update for you after the 8 o'clock news. Morning Blend Traffic brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you. And time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Here's what's going on. We've got a tight pressure gradient between a westward moving trough of low pressure across the southeast Bahamas and building high pressure north of the area. That's going to support strong to near gale force winds and hazardous marine conditions across the country over the next few days. Squally showers, thunderstorms, along with strong gusty winds to gale force and possibly strong gale winds will accompany the trough of low pressure impacting mainly the southeast and central Bahamas today and the rest of the islands by Tuesday. So gale warnings in effect for the southeast Bahamas until noon today. Thereafter, near gale watch will come into effect, and the gale warnings in effect for the northwest and central Bahamas today. So boaters and beachgoers across the entire country need to keep this in mind. This is going to impact your weather, especially along coastal areas. And the Glass Window Bridge in Luther, be very careful if you are there. For today, for the northern and northwest Bahamas, partly sunny conditions during the day, mainly fair at night. For the central islands, partly cloudy, becoming cloudy tonight. And for the southeast Bahamas, mostly cloudy today. Temperatures in the mid-80s for highs, around 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 73 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. In your extended outlook for Tuesday, tomorrow, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy. Pretty much the same for Wednesday. Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds. And Friday, partly sunny across the northwest and central Bahamas. Partly cloudy to cloudy across the southeast Bahamas. We're watching the tropics. We've got potential tropical storm 18 over the south central portion of the Caribbean Sea, about 260 miles south of Kingston, Jamaica. It has a very high chance now, a 100% chance of becoming a named system, a tropical storm, over the next 7 days, as early as today or tomorrow. And we're watching that area. Watching that could be an issue for Jamaica. They're already under storm alerts. And for the Cayman Islands as well, before it heads out into the Gulf of Mexico. That's your Morning Blend weather check, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Easy Car Sales is having a sale on all 2024 EV models while they last. And now in-house financing is back to make it easy for everyone to drive electric. Visit easy242.com to find out more.
It turns out that there is more than one special gift to give that special someone this Christmas. Consumers are searching for the perfect presents and the right prices. So why not place your products or services in the Nassau Guardian's Holiday Gift Guide? And this year's Christmas shoppers will be sure to find that special something for everyone on their list. For an all-inclusive price, you can have your ads published twice in December in the Nassau Guardian's Holiday Gift Guide, in addition to 10, 15, and 30-second commercials, and not to mention a web ad on the Nassau Guardian's website. Advertising deadline, remember, is November 29th. For more information, contact your sales agents or call the Nassau Guardian Advertising Department at 302-2300. That's 302-2300. And ask about our Holiday Gift Guide Media Bundle. You don't want to miss this opportunity. Ring in those holiday profits by placing an ad in the Nassau Guardian Holiday Gift Guide.
RBC. Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC.
Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
This message is proudly endorsed by the Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator the Honorable Michael E. Halkitis.
I'm proud to introduce the Made in the Bahamas certification, a mark of pride and quality. Join us on Thursday, November 14th at 5:30 p.m. for the BBSQ's National Town Hall meeting at the Holy Trinity Anglican Church Activity Center. This free 2-hour event is your chance to learn more about the Made in the Bahamas certification program and how it benefits us all.
This October, Dunkin' Donuts is brewing more than just coffee. We're brewing strength because we're stronger together. Donate at any Dunkin' location to support breast cancer awareness, and we'll match every dollar you give. Together, we're making a real difference for the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group. Sip, smile, support. When we stand together, we're stronger together because the Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
A legacy of leadership. Join the International Third World Leadership Association in partnership with the Miles and Ruth Monroe Foundation for Legacy Weekend, celebrating the legacy of Dr. Miles Monroe and other visionary leaders. November 8th to the 9th, experience 3 powerful events. ITWLA hosts Legacy Leadership Lectures, honoring distinguished global leaders. November 9th, the Miles and Ruth Monroe Foundation presents Legacy Walk to Remember, 5K and 10K routes along West Bay Streets, Nassau, Bahamas. Then join us for the Legacy Reunion Concert, featuring Grammy-winning gospel artist Yolanda Adams and Sherwin Gardner at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center.
Hey guys, it's Yolanda Adams. It's about to be a celebration November 8th through the 10th at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center. I can't wait to see you. Come on.
Visit ITWLA.com for details. Don't miss Legacy Weekend.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
The Tourism Development Corporation is calling all Bahamian musicians. We're launching the Street Musician Program to bring vibrant live performances to downtown Nassau. If you play unplugged instruments like acoustic guitar, saxophone, or violin, we're looking for 15 musicians to join this exciting initiative. No professional experience needed. Just submit a 90-second performance video by November 8th. Visit bahamas.com/pilot street musician and sign up today.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with DeAndre Cartwright, remembering Quincy Jones, who produced that wonderful song. I think it's Michael Jackson's best song. And I'm sure that's a minority opinion, but people like the flashier stuff that came later. But that one.
See, I think, Dwight, it's because you are an enthusiast, right? A music enthusiast. Some persons may only know the hits. Some persons.
That was a huge hit. What are you talking about?
I forget that there's a gap. Sorry.
That was a big hit. One of the big hits off his debut solo album.
Right. So what about persons who would have just
I mean,
gotten on
the
the
bigger
bandwagon?
stuff. Well, the stuff after Thriller, and people
That's
think
what I'm
those
saying.
things are
It's just like with any
spectacular.
artist that
Quincy
comes.
Jones part of that too. So Quincy Jones is the secret sauce,
Right.
and so we paid
And Quincy
tribute
worked
to him.
with so many different artists.
We're going to hear a lot of that this morning.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. We will be educated and brought forward.
But if you agree with Off the Wall being one of his best, message us 422-4796.
Somebody please
422.
message Dwight so he can.
No, I don't need company. I know that you all anyway.
Wow.
Let's take this call.
Already
Good
told
morning,
my
caller.
favorite people
What?
again.
Yeah, no, sure.
Let's go.
Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. Could you hear me?
Yes, we can.
You are on target, man. That music is. I am 61, my brother. You on target. Have no fear. You on target. And Off the Wall album is one of the best albums Michael have ever produced. Off the Wall. And so you on target, brother. Don't feel shame. That song there was off the chain.
Absolutely.
That's one of my number one songs.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you. Now we can have a happy Dwight.
Oh boy, I was going to be happy no matter what. All right, so let's get into this. I see everyone's losing their mind over this. All weekend, people were talking about this on social media and on Guardian Radio as well. The shows on Saturday were talking about it. So the papers, the headlines: middle class families need $10K a month. I'm seeing different responses to this. People thinking it's low and people thinking it's very high. Okay. I mean, I kind of wish I don't even know if I'd be able to meet all my needs if I alone had 10K. But anyway, in this country. But sure. But people are upset about different things. It's very unusual. Well, let's see how much we can get into before we have to go to the news. So our Tanika Thompson writing about it. So a University of the Bahamas study has found that a middle-class family of 4 in New Providence needs a monthly income of $10,200 to have a decent life, or $10,100 a month if they're living in Grand Bahama. This is a middle-class family. The previous study was working class. The findings are contained in the UB researcher Leslie Archer's paper, How Much Does It Cost to Be Middle Class in the Bahamas? It was published on October 23rd in the International Journal of Bahamian Studies. The study also includes updated cost of living estimates for a low-income family of 4. You may remember Archer was the lead researcher on the paper A Living Wage for the Bahamas, Estimates, Potentials, and Problems, which was published back in 2021. That study found that in 2020, a working-class family of 4 needed $4,400 a month to live a decent and affordable life in New Providence and $5,750 a month in Grand Bahama. Taking inflation into account, the Archer's latest study says that the 2024 cost of living estimate for a working-class family in New Providence rose to $5,000 per month, an increase of about 14%, and to $6,600 per month in Grand Bahama, an increase of about 16%. Right? So we're getting a lot of information here, a lot of different studies here. So Archer says that these updated figures accommodate for changes in living standards that are connected to changes in inflation since the original data collection and analysis period. All right, so in the 2021 study, working class families are assumed to be minimum wage earners. Minimum wage in the country is currently $260 a week, or $1,040 a month for a single earner, or $2,080 a month for a family with 2 minimum wage earning adults. For both studies, a family of 4 consisted of 2 adults and 2 children. All right, so after the break for news, we're going to get deeper into what the study found for middle-class Bahamians and how that was determined. Who do you call middle class and what makes you part of the middle class? We'll get into that in just a bit. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're back after the news.
in the music get to you? Life ain't so bad at all. Live it off the wall. Life ain't so bad at all. Live life off the wall. Live your life off the wall. Live it off the wall. Do what you want to do. There ain't no rules. There's nothing. No rules inside. Together life and party alright through the night. Alright, your inhibitions. Gotta let that fool loose deep inside your soul. Wanna see you in exhibition. Better do it now before you get too old. 'Cause with the party people night and day, living crazy, that's the only way. So tonight, gotta leave the 9 to 5 up on the shelf and just enjoy yourself. Let the madness in the music get to you. Life ain't so bad at all. Live it off the wall. Life ain't so bad at all. Live it off the wall. Live your life off the wall. So tonight, gotta leave the 9 to 5 up on the shelf and just enjoy yourself. Let the madness in the music get to you. Life ain't so bad at all. If you live it on tonight.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Thinking back in time when love was only in my mind, I realized ain't no second chance. You got to hold on to romance. Don't let it slide. There's a special kind of magic in the air when you find another heart that needs to share. Baby, come to me. Let me put my arms around you. This was meant to be. And I'm oh so glad I found you. Need you every day. Gotta have your love around me, baby. Always.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan and DeAndre Cartwright. We're remembering the songs produced by Quincy Jones today. It's going to be a lot of great stuff. He got into some amazing movie and TV scores too.
Yes.
So between today and tomorrow, we'll get to some of those as well. Wow. Okay. So we continue talking about the study, the UB study that has got a lot of people worked up for some reason. Middle-class families need $10,000 a month to live in New Providence and Grand Bahama. All right, so here is that aspect of this. Regarding that study, the data collection started in March 2022 in designated areas. In New Providence, these areas included the central, eastern, and western zones, which the study notes are areas where middle-class families likely work, shop, or live. Information was gathered on approximately 35 rental units and 5 stores in New Providence. Fieldwork was also done in the western part of Grand Bahama, including Freeport, 8 Mile Rock, and West End. In Grand Bahama, information was collected on approximately 20 rental units and 2 stores. As part of the study, a local nutritionist assisted in creating a model diet, which reflects an affordable, locally palatable, and nutritious meal plan of around 2,100 daily calories. The diet consisted of tuna and yellow grits with an orange or banana for breakfast, mashed potatoes, a baked chicken thigh, cabbage, carrots, and grapes, or an apple for lunch, and peas and rice, snapper, broccoli, or carrots in a tossed salad for dinner. 2 snacks were also included in the meal plan, peanuts and milk, and a banana with peanut butter. Okay. The study used rental prices to determine housing costs for a middle-class family in New Providence and Grand Bahama. For New Providence, the study found rental prices ranged from $800 a month for an unfurnished unit in Stapleton and several neighborhoods in the eastern part of the island to 3,000 in Cable Beach. Archer noted that upper middle class income rental homes ranged in cost from $3,000 a month to $8,000 and included areas like Cable Beach, Westridge, Sandy Port, and Paradise Island. Upper middle class, Paradise Island. Well, okay, sure. On Grand Bahama, prices ranged between $1,200 a month for a two-bedroom unit in Dolphin Cove to $3,000 a month in Lucaya Beach. So Archer wrote, quote, "It's important to keep in mind that Grand Bahama possesses a limited availability of rental accommodations as it's still recovering from Hurricane Dorian. For both New Providence and Grand Bahama, I added the cost of utilities to the cost of rent." The study also determined estimates for non-food, non-housing costs, including expenses like clothing and footwear, recreation, culture, healthcare, education, communication, furnishings, equipment, and household needs, and alcohol consumption. Estimates sustainability and emergency expenses, which include savings, pension funding, tithing, and charity, represent 20% of the total cost of living estimate. Mandatory deductions, such as NIB contributions, union dues, and life insurance, were excluded from the study's final estimates. Now, Archer wrote that the purpose of eliminating these discrepancies is to generate conservative cost of living estimates. So the study estimates that a middle-class family of 4 in New Providence is spending $1,450 a month on food, including meals eaten out, and $1,600 a month in Grand Bahama. Housing and utility costs were estimated at $2,000 a month in New Providence and $1,550 in Grand Bahama, while non-food, non-housing costs in New Providence were $4,200 a month and $4,400 a month in Grand Bahama. For the category of savings, sustainability, emergency spending, and church or charity, $1,900 a month was estimated for both families in New Providence and Grand Bahama. Archer's study found that the cost of living for those in the middle class is 104% and 53% higher than the cost of a working class life in New Providence and Grand Bahama. 104% higher in New Providence and 53% higher in Grand Bahama. The study found that a family with minimum wage earners making $260 per week per person, or $27,040 per family per year, would have to increase their income by an estimated 450% to meet the living standards that characterize the New Providence middle-income household profile determined in the study. In her study, Archer noted that the middle-class families in New Providence were spending more of their income on housing than working-class families. And she wrote, quote, "A point of contention with this study's findings, however, lies in middle-income families spending on housing. While on Grand Bahama, the household expenditure percentage remains the same at 15% for both middle and working-class families. On New Providence, middle-class expenditure on housing increases to 21% from a working-class expenditure of 15%. She said this goes against the law, the principle of Engel's law, which argues that the percentage of funds a person spends on necessities decreases as their income increases. She said the sharply rising housing costs could account for this discrepancy. All right, so there's a whole lot more in the paper on this. You need to pick up today's National Guardian to read more about this. But let's get your initial reaction to this. As I've been saying, there's been some of this posted online, and the comments are very unusual. And I do believe people are angry for the sake of being angry, and they're not angry about the same thing. So there are people who, and they just post things and they don't say why. They're like, this is foolishness, and then that's it. Like, what does that mean? Do you think that's $10,000 a month is too low or too high? What are you thinking? I'm like, this ain't make no sense. What is up with these people who did the study? Like, what do you mean? Explain yourself. What?
It's a reality that scares people, Dwight.
In which way? Is it too high or too low?
It's too high. It's unattainable.
Okay.
It's unattainable for the majority of the population.
Plenty of people were saying that this is a low estimate.
For persons that could afford it.
Okay.
For persons that could afford it. The thing is that when we look at what minimum wage is, what the reality is for the majority of the population. And if we do a deeper dive onto the survey that was utilized as a primary base data source for this, you will see that a lot of persons are still existing on a minimum wage. They will never see 10,000 a month.
Well, so
and
again,
if
who are
it
you
is,
angry at? Who are you angry at?
They're angry at things, situations that they cannot change in the immediate, at least. And then again, some persons just like to get upset for getting upset sake because we like drama as a people. I'm sorry, that's what it is. We like sensationalism, and that's okay because it's a part of our culture, but not okay if we're not willing to educate ourselves as into why are we upset. Let's look at the information. You can check out the article inside the Nassau Guardian just to get, a summary version of it, which is quite helpful. But if you wanted to read the entire study, it's available in the journal for free. And that's another thing. We should actually give kudos to the International Journal of Bahamian Studies and the University of the Bahamas for actually publishing this to be accessible. It's open source information. So if you wanted to read it in its entirety, you can. And actually, when you do, you'll see pictorial representation of the data as well as where they did their field work, which is on the northern side of the island for the most part. But then you'll see, again, right, you'll see visual data for the differences between working class and the middle class, if you really look at it, right? And Dwight mentioned quite a few of the numbers, but you'll see it in a way that some persons may be better able to appreciate.
In graph
because
style.
we're talking about middle class, but really it's also talking about working class. And what does it mean to be middle class? What does it mean to be working class? What is your financial ceiling to be categorized in either one of those, right? And then also this study is based off of needs. What qualifies as a need? We're talking about a diet, a sample diet of what that looks like. But do we actually eat like that all the time? Do we do that on a daily basis? Are we actually being as disciplined with our spending as we could? Are we diversifying our incomes and things like that? So when we think about why persons are getting upset, Dwight, I think it's all of that coming at us at once and not being able to, flesh that out just a little bit more. But the harsh reality for a lot of people, you're talking about 10,000 people, some people literally, again, still making minimum wage, they will not even see $1,000 a month, much less 10.
Yeah, wow. All right, let's read some of your messages really quickly. If you want to get your calls in really quickly, you only have a couple minutes. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. This texture says here, I'm not sure why people are confused. This amount is definitely on the lower end. Yeah. 5 years ago, this was our monthly spending. Exceeded this with one child. This is a person saying that. 5 years ago, I was just in Nassau recently visiting, and I don't know how people make it. Yes, it's all relative, but the point is, as a professional in the middle class with children, your priorities are probably your family's health and well-being. That implies a healthy diet, recreational activities, schooling that measures up on an international standard. Therefore, an international or top-tier school with stellar facilities, living in a safe community, therefore either gated or with security, access to private medical care when necessary, and therefore hefty medical insurance. These things should not be standard, but they are for a middle-class person. You're also importantly likely to be in a double-income household, which I think most people are forgetting. So that's actually two adults making at least $5,000 each. Or you think you mean $50,000, or you mean $5,000 a month? Okay, which is definitely average for middle-income individuals, or should be. But certainly, when you break down food, education, health, transportation, insurance, international travel, etc., you are definitely over $10,000 per month. I think the shock for most people is that they be living like they're in the middle class, whereas they are just living above their means. Now getting into some names. Yeah, very good text. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, this other person says here, this is back. Listen to this, Deandra. Oh boy, they're trying to provoke me. Dwight, with all due respect to you and that caller, you must be off the wall if you think Off the Wall was MJ's best song. Okay.
Oh.
Hey, that's, everybody's entitled apparently to their opinions, right?
Opinions. We can agree to disagree.
Sure, that's fine. What do you think? Thriller? Isn't that what you think, Dexter? Anyway. Okay. This texter says here, Off the Wall is the jam. Dwight, educate the people. That album is fire. There you go. Okay. All this time I didn't know I was poor. I only make about $1,250 a month. Wow.
Well, I mean, again, going back to what we had said earlier about certain persons not even being able, with $10,000, that literally, to some, well, do you remember what the texter said that that's actually on the lower end of the spectrum? For some, that is an amount that they literally cannot dream of having in their hands. That it's a literal fortune to some folks, right? It goes back to not only perception, but realities. What are you spending your money on? What do you prioritize? That sort of thing. What finances are available to you, right? But I want to take a step back because a lot of economists are saying this in not just our country, but around the world. The middle class is disappearing. When you look at the amount that's required to exist, and persons in the middle class are saying that 10K is on the lower end of the spectrum, it is becoming a smaller and smaller group because you would need to have significantly more to be considered upper class or whatnot like that. And you are more likely to be following closer and closer to lower class, working class or whatnot like that. That gap is getting larger.
Yeah, definitely. Let's take this call really quickly. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
If you want, hey?
You're live on Guardian Radio on the air.
Dwight, is Dwight?
Yes, you're live.
Yeah, I tried to get hold of you one.
Okay, not the right number at all. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Anyway, this texter says, I'm not sure that outrage is the best word to use for much of the criticism of the current study. Well, I mean, that's different from... Okay, let me read your text. For those of us who have designed and conducted studies as part of our social sciences degree programs, there are just certain queries as to how well the study design, including the choice of the field area, complements the research objectives. Okay, and I hear it. I think that's going to be an issue for some. Definitely the field area.
Yeah, that's what we were discussing during the break.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a point of contention, granted. But that's also the realities, right? If it is, and if I can, Texter, thank you so much for drawing attention to that. We need to have more studies like this done so we could better understand what's happening in our society, right? And we could critique others, but at the same time, if we also have experience in those areas, what are we offering to help educate others? I just want to throw it out there. We need more people that are capable of doing studies to step forward.
But it's also interesting that if those areas, which are as the perimeter, we know what the perimeter of this island looks like, right? If they're saying this and folks are saying this is on
scary.
the low end.
That's why I said it's scary, though.
So then this is terrifying
because if you
for the
look
cost
at
of living in the Bahamas.
No, because again, if you look at it, and we're looking at the northern border of New Providence, right? There are certain areas that don't have populations. The populations that we know that live there either have been there, they come from old money, new money, or whatever like that, or are of, what do you call it? And I'm not going to describe that, but they have some money. Then you have those that are barely making it by. So I'm just wondering if we were to section that off. Yeah, no, because it's literally you'll have not miles, but a certain length that has it like that, has the money, and then you'll have a certain length, like for say if we're on Shirley Street, looking at the field area. If we're on Shirley Street by Mackey Street intersection, and we head east, then you're looking at Balls Alley, Kemp Road area, things like that. So you expect a particular type of demographic in certain areas, right? When you go further west on on Shirley Street after Mackey Street, then that's also a particular demographic. And then you continue, where are the living populations in that area? What type of income do they look like, right? And if those types of people are saying that this is not indicative, this is on the lower end of the spectrum, if they are saying that they can't get by on 10,000, yes, I would be scared.
Yeah. Let me read this as we go to the break. This person says, Dwight, have you ever gotten a raise, but your pockets still don't feel the difference? Well, welcome to my world. I got a salary adjustment of $2,000. I make over $6,000 a month, and it still feels like I'm making $400 a month. I can't imagine how people make it on $2,000 monthly. Oh, boy. Wow. The Minister of Finance, just like all the ones before him, has done a great job at exceeding the debt by signing off on lots of things that have put the country in a financial hole. But I wonder what he will say he did that reduced the cost of living for Bahamians during this time in his term. Or will next time be for the poor again? Both parties are, parasites of the country and its top leaders just ticks fattening off of us. Well, that's a lot. Wow, my goodness. Okay. Ugh, boy. This person says, I'm extremely an outlier, but how do we correct the reality with the recommendation of the study? And this person says the study is already flawed if it uses rental property for housing because that amount didn't include those who either have homes or who inherited homes who uses one type of housing for a study. I mean, they can explain that. And we're going to have, we'll need to have them on the show to really get to that. But that's an interesting, there's a good reason to look at it like that, Texter. But I'll let them explain that when we get them on the show. This person says, interesting that fast food is not included as part of the meals for middle class. Okay. And was the study peer reviewed? A middle-class family who keeps up with the Jones is different from a family who chooses a minimalist lifestyle. Well, that's your problem, right? If you want to keep up with the Jones and want to be middle class, that's on you. So, but hey, we got to go to a break. I'm sure there'll be a lot more talk on this over the next few weeks. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
A legacy of leadership. Join the International Third World Leadership Association in partnership with the Miles and Ruth Monroe Foundation for Legacy Weekend, celebrating the legacy of Dr. Miles Monroe and other visionary leaders. November 8th to the 9th, experience 3 powerful events. ITWLA hosts Legacy Leadership Lectures, honoring distinguished global leaders. November 9th, the Miles and Ruth Monroe Foundation presents Legacy Walk to Remember, 5K and 10K routes along West Bay Streets, Nassau, Bahamas. Then join us for the Legacy Reunion Concert, featuring Grammy-winning gospel artist Yolanda Adams and Sherwin Gardner at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center.
Hey guys, it's Yolanda Adams. It's about to be a celebration November 8th through the 10th at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center. I can't wait to see you. Come on.
Visit ITWLA.com for details. Don't miss Legacy Weekend.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Let's face it, life is hard, but your healthcare doesn't have to be. Give yourself peace of mind with LAMP plans at Doctors Hospital. Sign up today and enjoy the low-cost advantage. Get up to $5,000 in credit limit for non-covered services and 2 free nutritional consultations. Choose your plan today by visiting doctorshosp.com/lamp. We make healthcare easy.
Have you already tried our President Butter? Ooh la la. Indulge a little with President, because now more than ever, we need to savor the taste, textures, and feelings to truly enjoy the little things that mean the most. President Butter, something to savor.
RBC. Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure. RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
Here's the Sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah. We also have airbrush paint. I had to forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil, shrimp,
glaze.
stew, shrimp, gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
It is time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Here's what's happening. We've got a tight pressure gradient between a westward moving trough of low pressure across the southeast Bahamas and a building high pressure north of the area. That's going to support strong to near gale force winds and hazardous marine conditions across the islands over the next few days. Squally showers, thunderstorms, and strong gusty winds to gale force will accompany the trough and impact mainly the southeast and central Bahamas today and the remainder of the islands through Tuesday. So gale warnings in effect for the southeast Bahamas until noon, and then near gale watch will come to effect. And the gale warning will continue for the northwest and central Bahamas. Boaters and beachgoers need to be paying special attention and stay out of the water. Boaters are asked to remain in port. And if you're traveling on coastal roads, be very careful, especially along Atlantic exposures, and if you are in Eleuthera at the Glass Window Bridge. Your forecast for today for the northern and northwest Bahamas, partly sunny during the day, mainly fair at night. For the central Bahamas, partly cloudy, becoming cloudy tonight, and for the southeastern islands, mostly cloudy today. Temperatures in the mid-80s for highs, around 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 73 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. In your extended outlook, look for partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy conditions for Tuesday and Wednesday, and a mix of sun and clouds on Thursday. Friday, partly sunny across the northwest and central Bahamas, partly cloudy to cloudy across the southeastern islands. In the tropics, we're watching potential tropical storm 18 just over the south-central portion of the Caribbean Sea, about 260 miles south of Kingston, Jamaica, with a near 100% chance of formation through the next 7 days. Jamaica and the Cayman Islands and the western part of Cuba need to be paying close attention to this, and then the system is expected to get into the Gulf of Mexico and could impact the Gulf Coast of the U.S. by the end of the week. We're also watching the southwestern Atlantic, an area of low pressure that could develop near the northern Leeward Islands in a few days, with a low 20% chance of formation through the next 7 days. And there's Tropical Storm Patty out in the northeastern Atlantic. Not an issue for us at all. But that is your Morning Blend weather check. Brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints got you covered for all your painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in store today. Your final look at traffic for the morning brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. In your real-time traffic, a number of hot spots out there. Independence Drive, heavy traffic both directions now between the roundabouts of Blue Hill Road and East Street. Not looking pretty there. You might want to avoid Independence Drive if you have to be somewhere by 9 o'clock. Not looking good for you. Elsewhere, we've got Milo Butler Highway, still heavy traffic from well south of the Fire Trail roundabout straight up to Tawny Williams Darling Highway. That's going to extend northward up to the six-legged roundabout as well. And Glaston Road still busy for you northbound as well. We've got along West Bay Street near Saunders Beach, heavy traffic as you approach the New Providence Highway eastbound. And just east of Arawak Key, you're going to be seeing slow-moving traffic as you get closer to downtown near Nassau Street. In eastern New Providence, still busy for you on Eastern Road, just east of Fox Hill to about Johnson Road. And Prince Charles Drive also looking horrible for you this morning, just west of Fox Hill, straight through the Beatrice Avenue intersection, all the way up to Soldier and into Robinson Road on the way to Old Trail and East-West Highway westbound. Heavy traffic for you there. And Blue Hill Road is busy for you near Carmichael. Carmichael backed up quite a bit eastbound to Blue Hill Road. Those are your hot spots right now. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you.
Gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? A sonorous disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the window, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with DeAndre Cartwright on this Monday morning. Okay, we're changing gears now to give you some good news. The University of the Bahamas about to launch a Master of Science degree in nursing. Here to tell us all about this, we're very pleased to welcome Program Coordinator Dr. Ingrid Mobley and Chair of the School of Nursing, Dr. Terry Campbell. Great to have you with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so let us know. Right now, what do you offer? Just a bachelor's, or what can you tell us about right now?
So right now, the School of Nursing offers a range of dynamic programs. We have the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. We also have the RN to BSN. That's for practicing nurses who don't currently have a bachelor's degree but want to upgrade to the bachelor's degree. We have the Diploma in Midwifery, which is currently running. We also have the Diploma in Community Health Nursing, Diploma in Environmental Health and Critical Care Nursing. We also have the pre-nursing program, where students register prior to coming into the BSN program, as well as the pre-pharmacy program. So a wide range of courses for anyone wishing to join the health field.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, but this is a big deal, though, a master's in nursing. Tell us about that. Why would you need a master's degree in nursing?
I think this has been a dream for the School of Nursing for a while. And, we want to meet UB's vision of really expanding our reach, expanding our program delivery. We're aiming to offer affordable, high-quality programs so that persons in nursing can really elevate themselves and move to higher levels in healthcare and be able to take up advanced roles as practicing nurses.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And we've heard this, yes, there's even doctorates in nursing for individuals, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the things we had in mind when we created this program to form a seamless transition for those who possess from bachelor's to master's, and they can easily matriculate into any of the doctoral programs.
Wow.
And so the correct path is open in terms of moving forward and having a good career path in nursing. And so that was our aim.
All right, so let's paint the picture. So what would you learn in a master's program that you might not have learned in some of the other programs you were talking about before? What will be the difference?
I think the difference with the master's program is the level of knowledge that you'll gain. We tend to study things at a higher level, at a more critical level. So it takes a lot of critical thought and inquiry. Also, it's a lot of research and evidence. You spoke earlier this morning about a study coming out of UB.
Right.
So our master's prepared nurses will be able to, or afforded the ability to undertake higher level research that could benefit the country in the long run.
In addition to that, too, we have a population that is very complex. And so we have challenges in terms of, before we only had patients that only had hypertension. Now they got diabetes, hypertension, and kidney failure.
Wow.
So the nurse is required to have a vast knowledge in terms of how to meet the challenges in our community in terms of providing high quality care and using evidence-based practice. So the Masters of Nursing would equip nurses for advanced role and able to meet those challenges.
Wow. All right, so you have 4 areas of concentration for the program, right?
Correct.
Tell us about that.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, so we have the 4 areas we have are the public health, public community health. We also have nursing education, nursing administration, and then gerontology or adult gerontology. Those are the 4 areas. The gerontology and public community health track, those fall under the clinical nurse specialist track.
Right.
Those persons would practice as advanced clinical nurses in the clinical setting.
Wow. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little more about some of these. And nurse educator, so that means you want to train. That's your desire, to train other nurses, but not necessarily practicing in the field.
Okay, so with these 4 roles, there are many roles under the Masters for Nursing. We have many hats that we can wear. So we choose the 4 that we looked at what the country would need. And so the public health nursing, we're in dire need of trained, higher quality in terms of meeting those needs in the public area. We also need nurse educators. And so that would be like myself and Dr. Campbell, who are able to teach the program, teach in any areas. And then the nurse administration is another area that the country also needs. So those administrators would be running any of the higher level government offices area in nursing. And then, of course, gerontology nursing, we have a high population of the aged population. So these advanced nurses will be able to take care of those individuals at that particular level.
All right. All right. From what you know now, how many or what percentage of the nurses we have in the country have gone on to get their masters? Can you say?
I don't know if I can give an exact percentage on that, but we do have a number of persons who've been trained in education and administration specifically, but we want to expand that avenue for current bachelor's prepared nurses.
One of the things I want to add as well, we've put out at least, I would say on the average, over 100 nurses per year at the bachelor's level.
Right.
So we have a lot of nurses in country that are bachelor's prepared. So some aren't able to go abroad or do whatever, but they want to advance their career path. And so the masters would actually capture those individuals that are still here, that are willing to advance themselves, but not willing or unable to go abroad in terms of meeting those needs.
Okay, so that's going to lead me to my next question. So once they do that, will there be a place for them here, or will this just make things more attractive elsewhere? Will we appreciate more nurses with master's degrees in the Bahamas?
I think we can. These 4 areas that we have chosen are what the needs are in country right now. And so even though we have a need for RN just at the basic level, there's always going to be a pull to go elsewhere. It'll be up to the institution to create job availability for those persons, but we do have the need.
Yeah.
We have the need for educators, administrators, public health. We do have the need. And so, yes, it can always pull as well, but hopefully they can stay in country.
Yeah. What can you tell us about that? Because we keep hearing a shortage, that we really need a whole lot more. How bad is it? I mean, how many more people do you need even in the bachelor program now? What do we based on the needs of the country?
In terms of educators?
Well, everything.
So let's say, or if you look at our ratio of faculty to students, you would definitely see that we need educators.
Wow.
We need persons to be able to facilitate teaching both in the classroom and in the clinical setting, so that we don't have what we end up with, educator burnout, because that is real, and we're currently experiencing educator burnout. Clinically, you would have heard the minister make mention of it several times over, that we need at least over 400 nurses to fill the needs in the public health sector.
Right.
So even though we're pushing out over 100 nurses per year, there is still a deficit of that 400 in the health sector, and that's due to, of course, nurse migration.
Yeah.
So, of course, implementing this master's program, I think, is one of those avenues of making things attractive at home, so persons won't have to leave to seek it elsewhere.
Well, all right. So when do you plan on implementing the program? When is this expected to start?
Well, this is in the pipeline, and we're actually, the program actually starts March 3rd, 2025.
It's not far.
Registration, of course, the deadline for registration is going to be January 17th.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So it's like right on our heels. Yes.
All right. So let's talk about some of the requirements. Definitely you have to have a bachelor's in nursing.
This
right?
program was designed for the Bachelor's of Science of Nursing. We're keeping in standard with all graduate programs that require you to have a GPA of 3.0 to enter. This program also has, for those individuals, because we're trying to capture all, who does not meet the 3.0, we'll have to do some consideration in terms of conventional to see what their grades look like on their transcript. So we don't want to exclude anybody.
Right.
We want to make sure everybody have a chance to get into the program itself. And so for those who already have a bachelor's, and we have a lot of nurses that have what we call post-basic nursing, maybe in midwifery or public health nursing. We have a bridge program that can bridge individuals into the master's, so they don't have to repeat the same things again. And so that is basically the requirement in terms of getting in.
How many can you accommodate? What's the number?
So generally for advanced programs, we try to keep the number small. I'd say anywhere between 15 to 20 across those programs would be a good starting point. However, I think once we see we know that there's a need, and so once we start with that 20, then we may think of running the program cyclic. So we have that constant intake.
Okay. All right. And what about costs or scholarship opportunities? What are we looking at right now?
Okay, so for scholarship, of course, we have the government that is supporting some of their persons to going into the program. We accept any of the scholarships. There are a lot of scholarships that are available at this particular level. And so they will have to work with their institution in terms of giving them subventions or maybe even partial scholarship to pay for their program here.
Okay, all right. We've got a text. Somebody's asking, okay, oh boy, what percentage, but obviously it's not 100%, right? What percentage leave the country of the nurses in the bachelor's program to go and find work elsewhere?
It's difficult to give that percentage as well. But we do know, on average, I sign anywhere between 10 and 12 forms per month, on average.
Per month?
Of persons who wish to leave.
Oh boy. This is for work.
For work.
For work.
Correct.
Wow.
And so some of these are new graduates as well. It's not all that's been in the pike. And I think some of the things, the nurses are disgruntled in the workplace and they want to seek other in terms of, always crying, not crying, but the biggest complaint is the pay, for one thing, that needs to be fixed. And sometimes the environment.
Yeah. Well, as you see, none of us are making enough money. It seems to be living in this country. Wow. Okay. So, what advice did you give to somebody who's thinking about becoming a nurse? So you're not even in the bachelor's program yet, but it's in your mind. You have a passion for it. What would you say? What would you say to them?
I want to say one thing. I didn't mentioned it earlier. But since COVID, we did not have a drop in our intake. Our
Wow.
numbers increased.
Okay.
And so every year we have to actually turn back because we just don't have the space, nor
wow.
the space, nor the faculty to accommodate. So every year we take in about 100. This year we took in 125 this year. And our plan was to drop it at 75 to 80, but that didn't seem to work.
Mhm.
And so our numbers are increasing. So people are interested in nursing.
Excellent.
And so the decline has not dropped.
Mhm.
And so we do target the high schools. And so they come through and they want specifically nursing. They come, and our numbers are huge.
Yeah.
We have approximately, almost 700?
Almost 700.
Almost 700 in our nursing program between the
Wow.
pre-nursing and the nursing.
Mhm. And this is males and females.
Yes, males
Yeah.
and female.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good, but you need more faculty.
Yes,
More
we
staff.
do.
Yeah.
We do.
Wow. Well, that is good to hear. That's good to hear, and so the interest is there, and that's wonderful. All right. So one more time, let people know about the deadlines they need to be paying attention to, and any of the things that need to be requirements that they need for the master's program, which will kick off in March.
All right, so the deadline to apply for the Master of Science in Nursing is January 17th, 2025, but you can get an early start. You can apply today. You can visit www.ub.edu.bs. The application form is there, or you can call 397-2601 or 397-2602 for more information, as well as email graduate@ub.edu.bs. That's graduate@ub.edu.bs for more information. And classes are set to begin on the 3rd of March, 2025.
Wow. And it's how many year? 1 year? How many years?
It's a
program?
two-year
Okay.
master's program.
All right, excellent. Great stuff. So hopefully you'll be back to introduce us to some of the graduating nurses with their master's degrees.
Absolutely.
Wonderful stuff. All right, Dr. Ingrid Mobley and Dr. Terry Campbell, thank you both for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
All
us.
right. Let's break for news, and when we come back, we're getting into Morning Blend business. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
I realize there was someone home, not a nickel to love. Could it be really me pretending that they're not alone? Oh, well, oh, deepest God, somebody's broken heart and a washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind, you see.
Are you looking to save for a big purchase or occasion? Do you want your money to start making money for you? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Bond, the Bahamas Government Savings Bond. I am guaranteed to earn interest on your money with terms ranging from 1 to 6 years. Government savings bonds are available to all Bahamians, and for as little as $100, you can start to save for your future. The Bahamas Government Saving Bond, a safe investment guaranteed. Check out the Central Bank of the Bahamas website for details.
We were set to battle, and your Aunt Angie was leading the pack when...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with car damage?
Oh, right. Well, long story long. I took down the assassins and wound up inventing a new form of mixed martial arts. I became an international champion until one sore loser karate kicked my car. But I was covered with CG.
Covered for malicious damage and more. CG Atlantic Insurance Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
It's easy to go the extra mile when you fill up with Esso Synergy Supreme Plus Fuel. It keeps your engine clean and running smoothly, which helps to make every fill-up last longer. Choose Esso Synergy Supreme Plus Fuel today for better gas mileage and better performance. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license. Benefits are based on Synergy-branded gasoline compared to gasoline meeting minimum government detergency standards. Actual benefits may vary based on factors such as vehicle type, driving style, and gasoline previously used.
The joy of giving comes with rewarding you with cash prizes from our regional pot of over US $100,000. Simply apply for a personal loan, auto loan, land loan, or mortgage from CIBC Caribbean. Once approved, you may be entered for a chance to be one of 3 lucky winners in your country. Each winner will pull a card with a surprise cash prize of US $1,500, US $2,500, or US $5,000 cash. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/joy of giving. CIBC Caribbean terms and conditions apply.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend. This is Morning Blend Business on Monday, November 4th, 2024. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with DeAndre Cartwright, and the countdown is on for the Anchor Awards. Here to tell us all about it, we welcome back from the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Kendia Jones. Good morning. Great to have you with us. What did I say? Oh, sorry. Oh, Lord.
Listen, that's all
Kendia
bad.
Jones Smith.
Yeah, nope.
No Jones.
Nope,
Smith. Kendia Smith. Sorry. Is it
I've been
that
married.
bad?
No, but I've been married 14 years.
Right.
I know.
No disrespect.
I know.
Kendia Smith.
Yes, I know. You've known me that long.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, media people know me from I was a child, so I can't really
You want to
blame.
do it over? All right, welcome back from the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Kendia Smith.
Yay!
All right, so you got a lot of energy for somebody who's planning a big event coming up in a.
Do I? Yes, you do. Do I? That's great.
Yeah.
That's great to know
Oh.
because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts, but we're very excited.
Wonderful.
For November 16th at 7 p.m. at Bahama. We have been planning this literally from. I think we started the idea, the putting together around December of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been a long ride, and I'm ready to just have this spectacular event that we're going to have to honor our fishers.
Yeah, remind
around
everybody
the
about it.
Bahamas.
Last time you were on, you brought a couple of them and you were telling us about that. But let people know what this is about.
Well, this is about honoring our sea persons, the persons who go out and get our conch, our stew fish, our snapper, our grouper, those who have been doing it for a very long time, most
National
of their
heroes.
lives. So, yes, national
Absolutely.
heroes. The thing about it is with the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, what I found, and shout out to them, hold on, before I forget this, we won the career fair for the public service week.
Oh wow!
And so I know
who was bragging about them winning every year?
I don't know, but Works won last year.
Works was saying they won every year.
No, we beat them
You
this year.
dethroned them.
We've dethroned them this year,
Good for
and
you.
yeah, I dare say that that's going to continue. But we went out bigger and better, and as you've seen, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources has certainly changed over the last few years. We've been more out there. We're showing people that we are pretty cool and that our work is very important. We produce the food. Our farmers produce the food. Our fishermen go out and get the wonderful things that we love to enjoy as Bahamians. And food production is important, and we have been celebrating our food producers. So last year was Agrarian Awards, where we celebrated the farmers and gave away over $50,000 in cash and prizes.
Wow.
This year is Anchor Awards, and we are doing the very same thing for our fishers.
And as you said, you're going to alternate these.
Yes.
Agrarian, Anchor.
Biennial.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah. Every year there will be something. So next year we are looking to do Agrarian Awards again. This year it is all about all the food and all the wonderful things that come from our sea. So we have been doing that, and we launched on September 2nd, and since then we got about 179 nominations.
Wow.
Between September 2nd and September 30th. We have narrowed it down, and allow me to congratulate our finalists. So our finalists.
Before you do that, tell us about the categories.
I'm going through the categories,
Okay, great.
each category. So Lifetime Achievement Award, which is sponsored by Royal Caribbean. Our finalists for that are Prescott Smith of Andros, Keith Carroll of New Providence, Richard Chuck Pinder, Long Island.
Thank you.
Sorry. Let me make that painfully clear. Keith Carroll, Long Island. Richard Chuck Pinder, Spanish Wells. David Pinder, Grand Bahama. And that, again, is sponsored by Royal Caribbean. And they win $10,000 and a cruise to anywhere that Royal Caribbean International goes. That's the biggest prize. Okay, so Sports Fisher of the Year, and that is Omiko Glinton of Grand Bahama, Sarish Humes of Central Andros, Terrell Colbert of San Salvador, and Keith McSweeney of New Providence. Minister's Choice Award.
What do they
That's $10,000 as well.
Oh boy.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, Minister's Choice, also $10,000.
Oh man.
Thomas Pinder, Spanish Wells. Harold Roy Pinder, Spanish Wells. Sylvester Burrows, Long Island. Lofter Culmer, New Providence. Finalist, Commercial Fisher of the Year, sponsored by Tropic Seafood. Cameron Turnquest, New Providence. Lionel Fox Sr., Grand Bahama. Jude Knowles, Long Island. Emily Knowles, Long Island. That's also $10,000. Flat Fisher of the Year Award, sponsored by BAMSI. That is Sean Leiden, Central Andros, Travis Sands, Berry Islands, Justin Lewis, Grand Bahama, Marvin Miller, Mangrove Key, Andros. That's also $10,000. Prime Minister's Youth Award, we only have two for these, but that is Durance Robert, Spanish Wells, and Chandre Davis of Bimini. That's $5,000.
Okay.
That's the only one that's that. And then we have our People's Choice Award, which was our social media competition. It was strictly People's Choice. There will not be a runner-up for this one. Okay, so we have for our finalists, Marvin Roberts, Grand Bahama, Sarish Humes, Central Andros, Anjo Burrows, Cat Island, and Keith McSweeney, who is nominated again, New Providence.
Okay. And how much for the...
That is $2,500.
Wonderful stuff.
So those are the categories, and we will also be honoring a number of fishermen posthumously. And we're looking to have a great time. It is a black tie affair. The tickets are on sale right now at ticketflare.com/Anchor Awards. There's also scans everywhere for you to do it. We have an ad in the paper today, the Nassau Guardian main section today. You can scan that and head right to the website. Tickets are $60, VAT inclusive. We also have a few billboards around town, so if you see the billboard, the scan code is right there. But we will have, just in case, there are some people who aren't very comfortable with digital buying, we will have some tickets on sale at the door, but they will be very, very limited, and you will have to come early.
Okay. All right. So let's get back to the awards night. Before you do that, I have a couple questions about the nominations. I mean, how did that work? How did you narrow them down? Was it like the frequency of the nominations, or what was the criteria?
It really there was a criteria, but basically the criteria was that you couldn't be a criminal on the water. Basically, I mean, it was really the criteria that was stipulated on the nomination page. We had the page up, like I said, from we launched from about September 2nd straight to September 30th. It was basically you couldn't have infractions. You had to be reporting the right amount that you were fishing, using the right apparatus, things like that. But the Department of Marine Resources was really responsible for the criteria. They painstakingly went through each name with a fine tune. They did check social media to see what people were doing, how they were behaving, because apparently there were some people who were showing people how to be illegal online. I don't know.
Oh boy.
But we went through each of the nominations with a fine teeth comb, and now the Blue Ribbon panel is going through the names that we have as finalists, and they will determine our winners of the night of.
Excellent. All right, so tell us about the Minister's Choice Awards. Does the minister pick the person?
The minister had a complete briefing of each of the nominees, the finalists, and he has made his decision on who he believes should win his award.
Okay.
But he had information on everybody, and we gave him the opportunity to sift through, to really look at it, and he kind of deliberated all on his own to determine who the finalist is.
And with the Prime Minister's Youth Award, what are we calling a youth, and who picks that? Does the Prime Minister pick that?
The Prime Minister does not pick that. That is still the Blue Ribbon panel.
Okay.
But I think you had to be up to 25 years old. That was the youth stipulation.
Kendia Smith, I think I heard you say one woman's name. Was it one woman? More than one? More than one?
I wish it was a woman.
That person isn't a woman?
There was no woman, no.
I could have sworn I heard you say
I thought it was
Emily or something.
No, that was a man. Emily. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emily. Okay.
Emily. Yeah.
But not
Emily.
Emily.
No.
Okay.
Emily.
No women.
No.
So were there any women applicants
or
nominations?
Yeah.
No.
What?
I was surprised.
Okay, so I mean, I have a question, right? Statistically, is the ministry aware of any female fishers?
There are female fishers, but I don't know. The stipulation was you could have someone nominate you, or you could nominate yourself. But I don't think we got. If we got some, it was probably very little, and they didn't make the cut to some of the giants in the industry, I suppose.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, wow.
So next time, that will
next
be
time, I hope
2026, right?
I hope. I hope.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but I have to name our sponsors, because this would not be possible without them. We couldn't have an award show without them, and we certainly couldn't give away over $50,000 in cash and prizes without them. So we have Tropic Seafood, Bamsey, which I mentioned is sponsoring 2 awards, the Flatfisher and the Youth. Ronald Service Station, Harborside Marine, Gulfstream Seafood, Heritage Seafood, Sea Farmer, Browns Marine out of Exuma, Royal Caribbean International, Bahamar Foundation, Boardwalk Seafood, GNL Seafood, Bayer Seafood, Brief, 12 Stones, Hurricane Seafood, and the Ministry of Tourism.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so we are really, really grateful to our sponsors. And like I said, tickets are on sale. Ticketflare.com/Anchor Awards. $60, all VAT inclusive, for a black tie event. The event is going to be spectacular, I promise. We have the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band, who will be providing entertainment, a special performance by DMAC. Our host star Chavez Brown and Kendany Campbell Moss.
Oh, okay.
We are going to have a really, really good time. I promise. But we really want people to go out there and buy tickets. And if you somehow don't get online or don't feel comfortable online, we will have tickets, but they will be limited. So you want to come early, get your ticket, and come on and enjoy the show.
How many can you accommodate? How?
Well,
What are we looking
we
at?
have planned for about 500.
Okay.
But Bahamar is pretty big.
Yeah.
The room is huge. So if need be, yes, we will put out more seats. But
Right.
but we are hoping to fill the room and have a wonderful time. I think the best thing about this is Dwight, from we started this, it was really a challenge from the Department of Marine Resources. As soon as we finished Agrarian Awards, actually, they came and they said, you know, you have to do marine resources,
Absolutely.
right? You can't just leave that part of the
Right.
ministry out. And so, and it was really a challenge for me and I'd say my team, because they said to us, you have to tell the story of these fishermen. You have to tell the story of fishers because we're surrounded by water and hey, we're Bahamians, we're marine people. So I took it as a challenge, and our committee has worked so hard to put this together. We're still fine-tuning everything and making sure that we have everything in place, but we promise November 16th at 7 p.m. we're going to give you all we have, the best that we can do for that night. So Minister is excited. We feel the excitement coming from the fishers. In fact, if you go on our Facebook page, I encourage people to follow our Facebook page. We are constantly telling their stories now. We took this as a challenge, and we've been going out to the docks. My team has been talking to fishermen, talking about their stories, getting fishermen tales, and we're sharing them online as we get ready to count down for this magnificent event.
Sounds like it's going to be a blast. All right, we got a couple questions on our text line. You know how these texters go, right? So this is
Lay it
this
on
is
me.
not a question for you. But anyway, why is conch salad so expensive?
What?
Listen.
Why is anything so expensive? Let me answer that. Why is anything I want you to think about something in life. I looked at your article. I looked at the article, and I thought to
In the paper
myself,
today.
yeah, but I've had this conversation. I visited Washington 2 weeks back, and I was talking to my father. We had dinner, and I said to him, what in life is not expensive? If you could think of one thing that is not expensive, I mean, the clothes on your back is expensive.
And
The
everything's
food
gone
that
up.
you eat is expensive. Education is expensive. Where there is absolutely nothing in life that isn't expensive if you want the best of it. You know, and you as a human being have that right to want the best for yourself.
Yeah.
So everything will cost money and everything will be expensive, including, I'm sorry, conch salad.
And it's always been that way, right? I watch
It's
a lot
been
of
that
old
way.
movies, and back in the 30s, if you told somebody the thing was $4, they'd look at you like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
This is insane. I can't do this.
I know.
Right?
We don't even have pennies anymore. Think about that.
My gosh. Well, yeah, but I do think here we overdo it. though. A little bit. Maybe a lot.
I think Bahamians, I don't want to say anybody lives outside that means, but Bahamians like the best of things.
Well, that
And-
too.
and
But I
that's
mean, but
what it is.
some of the prices are a little
Yeah, some of the
over
prices are out of control.
over the top.
I feel poor every time I go to the food store. I'm not going to lie to you. Every time I look at a box of crackers and it's $9, or I just look at it and I say, boy, a box of crackers is about $9. A piece of turkey, the turkey slices I saw the other day was about almost like $15. You know, the lunch meat. Hot dogs is like $8, $9. And I have 2 kids, so
a lot.
cereal, $10, sometimes 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the issue with conch, though, is the scarcity, right? Or at least the claims that it's getting harder and harder to find in some places.
Well, the thing about it is they are looking at trying to do a closed season because, yes, we do consume a lot of conch, and if we're not careful, we will overconsume the conch. And who wants that?
Now, can you say, as a representative from the ministry, how seriously they're considering that?
They are considering it. There are talks about it. I'll tell you that much. I'm not sure how far the talks have gone. But some fishermen are really saying, yeah, maybe we need to do this so that they have enough time to reproduce. And some fishermen are like, no, what else do you expect us to do? There are other closed seasons for everything else. But yeah, there are serious discussions. There are still discussions about it being had.
I mean, when do you think we'll come to the conclusion? 'Cause it's been a long time since we've been talking about that, the closed season.
For years.
But we got to make a decision.
For years. I am not sure. I don't want to say,
Yeah.
I want to give you a timeline and I'm not accurate.
Right.
But I know that discussions are still very much underway. And then the other thing that is underway is finding other marine life to harvest so that we continue to have a sustainable marine resources. That is always the key, to keep things sustainable so we have it for generations to come. So I'm not sure about the timeline. I know that there's discussions. I know that there are studies being done.
Right.
But to give you a timeline, I wouldn't be comfortable with doing that in case I'm inaccurate.
Yeah. Soon closed season for grouper coming up, which get your fill now.
But I think fishermen, well, the ones that we've been having discussions with, and there are about 2 on my committee, they still feel blessed to be a part of this industry because, you could work a couple months out of the year and still be sustained for the entire year. So I don't think that it's an industry that's actually destitute. It's something that's continuing to grow, and we have responsible fishers out there who catch just enough to make what they need to make. And so for those who are being sustainable and who are following the rules and who have been being advocates all these years, these are our finalists, these are our giants, so to speak, and these are the people who we will be celebrating come November 16th.
Right, absolutely. We're talking with Candia Smith with the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, talking about the Anchor Awards coming up in just a few days. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good day, this is Strachan always along with you and your guests, and of course your co-host, Dwight.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, I have a question for the lady, your guest. Now you speak of generation to come, right? Here it is. If you go to the fish fry or a street vendor and they selling conch salad, right? They put up what you would call orange in it. I wouldn't call that conch salad. That's not nice. Why wouldn't you all fix that? See, conch salad is pepper and sour, onion and stuff like that.
I mean, just tell the person that you don't want that.
Say it again?
Just tell them that you don't want that in it. You want the government to step in?
They're selling it? They're selling it. It shouldn't be sold.
So what is conch salad? Tell us, what is your recipe for conch salad then?
Conch salad is conch, onion, sour, celery, you know what I'm saying? Basically,
Celery?
pepper. That's conch salad.
You mean green pepper?
Say it again?
Not celery, though.
Not celery?
No. Celery?
Well, some people with celery.
Oh,
but
see now, that might be worse than orange.
Basically,
so what about the mayonnaise?
Why are you trying to cause trouble? Why are you trying to cause trouble?
Why did you
You heard that, Raymond? They're saying, what about mayonnaise? Would you want mayonnaise?
No, I wouldn't want mayonnaise. What? Mayonnaise? I wouldn't want mayonnaise on bread.
Oh, wow. Okay, I hear you.
The mayonnaise has egg in it and stuff like that. No, man. Y'all got to fix
Diversify
that.
your conch salad, man.
But I have a question. Can you really still find those orange sours that people used to have in their yards? Because I thought it seems
like a disease or something.
Yeah, there was like a disease or something. So maybe the orange is being used in place of that. That's what I thought.
Man, listen, I saw somebody actually pour the orange juice from the can.
Right, I saw that. Bluebird orange juice. I'm like, what are you doing with that?
I was like, this is sacrilegious.
Well, that is a thing now.
Why?
Because it's cheaper than getting the orange.
No, is it?
You might
no, man. You might as well just get a bag of orange.
Put the can in there.
But that has so much sugar in
That's
it.
insane, right?
Yes, they
so
want
that's
it
a
sweet,
problem. But it sounds like Birmingham wants the government to shut down the places putting oranges.
Oh, that's a preference, sir. I'm really sure.
Just tell them don't do it.
I'm pretty sure that's not illegal. I think
You got
mayonnaise on
tropical
conch
conch
salad should
salad.
be illegal. But
You got herb salad. You got tropical
What is herb
salad? Oh, that's the conch salad without the conch.
What now?
Tourists do that though.
Yeah, people
Why
do
would-
that,
why?
yes.
So people go to a conch salad stand and ask for a herb salad.
Yes, or a tropical herb salad.
A tropical.
Deandra,
I'm
please
not
stop.
answering
Please
you.
stop.
No, that's a
Please
thing.
stop
It is a
producer.
thing.
You come outside your house. When you're nodding at producer. You come outside your house to ask for that? And
yes.
That's ridiculous.
Yes,
you do.
And then who you go around with that underneath breath?
You will not call
What?
me out on this show. But you have persons
see,
who don't
we-
consume conch or
earlier
who are
we-
trying to listen to their dietitians and say that they can't have the conch because of
stay
cholesterol.
home.
You also
Stay home,
have
please.
cultural and religious values that you may not be able to consume the conch, but you still
what are you
want the
coming to the fish fry
experience.
for? Why are you here?
Are you saying
why are
the
you
only
here?
thing you
Don't
can get
come
from
out
fish
here.
fry is the
Say
conch
nope.
salad? That's what you're saying?
What? Don't
No,
ask
it's
for
got
that.
so much taste.
Don't embarrass me
I
by
can get my
asking for
fish, my
that.
peas, and rice and thing from
That's
down there too,
ridiculous.
and my daiquiri.
I mean,
They're still open.
I
Get
assume
that.
that wouldn't taste bad, but still, I mean,
You do this? Is that what you're saying?
No, and
You've
then
heard
if you
people say
actually
that.
if you actually from the island, it goes beyond the conch right there because it don't necessarily gotta be conch salad. You get wilk salad too. Just saying, there are options, people.
Let's turn her mic
Y'all
down.
Nasuvians.
we went
Candia,
from.
what do you think? Turn her mic down? We don't think we need to hear from
Just as
But
long as
I
we don't
have
say
seen the
mayonnaise.
bluebird thing. And I don't know what that's about. And I do agree. Perhaps the government should step in on that one.
I don't-
Because that doesn't make any sense.
So we got to write up the
What
legislation to say you cannot put
No pineapple
orange
orange
juice.
juice
The recipe
in
for
into
conch
conch
salad. Your conch
This is
salad.
a crime punishable by so many
the
days
mayonnaise
in
is
detention.
definitely I don't know. Is that the people from Grand Bahama?
They
Why?
said that
Why?
avocado too.
I mean, you can make a
Avocado
case
as
for
well.
mayo. I haven't tried it yet, but you can't pour orange juice from a can.
I'm really shocked that people actually do that. Why
What
don't
next?
you just?
Lemonade?
Oh
What
God!
are we gonna do?
Oh my goodness, how would that taste?
Try it. Let's see.
No,
You let me know.
no. Listen,
I've heard perhaps for myself that souse is nothing more than, meat in hot lemonade.
listen.
But,
That is
Maybe.
that's meat and water.
Maybe.
With pepper.
But, yeah, but no sugar. I mean,
Not as sweet.
salt.
Not as sweet.
Salt. No. And
Yeah.
then you need the allspice in there
There
to
you go.
or bay leaf to
that's-
actually give it its distinct
You know what it
taste.
is? That's meat and tea. That's what that is.
Oh yeah, it really
We're
is.
straying very far. You need to maybe have a.
I went there with you
add
guys.
You know what?
some-
Maybe they
a conch
introduced
salad
at the
award.
Anchor Awards
Yeah, conch salad
the
awards.
official position of the government on what is conch salad.
Oh boy, maybe that should be my door prize question.
Listen,
Maybe
But
you
we
could
do-
add a,
we
a
do have door
culinary-
prizes.
door prizes too.
Yeah, we have door
Ooh, tell me
prizes.
What
Those
about that
are
for the
I
next
like
one? A
that.
culinary part to this,
Maybe,
food,
maybe,
fish, and
maybe.
yeah.
Oh wait, what type of fish?
2026.
Boy, you can imagine if they. No, man, I gotta be real fish.
Well, no. Well, we will have fish on the menu if that's what you're talking about. But,
Oh, okay. Let's go back. So this is not just sitting down watching awards. This is
Yes,
food. This
is food.
Okay,
This
you didn't
is
talk about
drinks.
that. You got to tell people about
Yeah,
that. Carly will get to you in a second.
It's an award show, but we do intend to have a cocktail reception afterwards, and then there are door prizes. The door prizes are there is $1,000 gift certificate for going places, and then there is a $200 John Bull gift certificate. that
Okay.
so far.
Excellent.
So we plan to have a good time, and we want our guests to have a good time.
I will say, I did attend the Agrarian Awards. It was a fabulous time, and then the food afterwards. Yes, as a Bahamian, as a Bahamian who loves her food, they do take care of you very
Long
well.
Islander.
Well, this is the food ministry. I'll tell you that.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
This is the food ministry. You know.
Got to.
I gotta also say,
One
Dwight,
ministry will feed you will be this one.
yes, you keep it on the Long Island. I just want to say that a lot of the names on the list of persons
we heard.
are from Long Island.
Well, we
just
hope we
saying.
get that support. They have to go out and buy the tickets.
Listen to me. If you gotta support our people, you see how much you all on that list. We gotta go in there and
let's
show
see,
them what
let's
Long Island
see.
about.
Yeah,
because you
let's
know
see.
the Luther people, they could be bringing theirs, so we gotta show them just how much we care too about our people.
That's one thing I'm happy about. It that people got the fact that this is a national, a complete national competition, a national award show. So yes, we have a lot of people from Spanish Wells, Long Island certainly showed their stuff. We got New Providence. We have
I was going to say,
Andros.
there are people from.
Yeah, there's some people.
Okay,
I
great.
think in every category,
I was just
there's a New Providence person.
There's somebody from Bimini, people from
Yeah.
Andros.
Yeah, so
There's
we are very happy. I was hoping that I would hear more from the Auckland side of things for
I was just
selfish
saying
reasons.
because you have the Southern Islands also do quite a bit of fishing,
Yeah.
or whatnot. But I think the how we say it, the boys down from Long Island and Spanish Wells, they really run the industry.
Are you saying they're the kings?
I'm not saying that. I mean, we do call certain people's mayors, but the reality is that fishing has been our bread and butter for centuries, and it's not just any one island that benefits from it.
Yeah.
And also, we have to keep in mind that you have persons who are sustainable fishermen, also those who fish for themselves all throughout our islands.
Yes.
And so we still celebrate that culture, and we're still living off of resources that we pride ourselves on being island people, just by virtue of fishing for ourselves and providing for others through that. So we have fishermen on every single island. Very happy that these Anchor Awards are happening so we could draw more attention to the hard work that our fishermen undertake. We have our men and women who leave for days, sometimes weeks, to get food for us to eat, man.
Absolutely.
They're
Gotta be
not even
celebrated.
reachable.
Let's take this call really quickly, and then we'll get good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you still there? I had you holding for a little bit. Okay. You were saying, Candy.
Well, I was just saying that, like I was saying on our Facebook page, we have someone named Tamiko Maki. He spoke to my team, and he was saying that since he was a child, he used to like to dive because his home was by the water, and he became so good at it, and he enjoyed it, and he found out that he can make money from it. So that is now his lifelong career, and he's a young man, and he plans on staying on it forever. So it is stories like that we were very eager to tell. That very night, we have a documentary that'll be shown, and my team went about the islands. We did go to Spanish Wells.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we made it to Long Island, but I don't think we made it to Long Island.
Vexation.
but we did speak to a number of fishermen who is basically telling us what it is like for them day to day, like you say, going out for weeks at a time on the sea, and basically being in the water, getting their catch, bringing it in, giving us the whole scope, because I don't think the general public really knows what the life of a fisherman really, really entails.
Wow.
And so that, like I said before, that was really the point of these awards. And that is something that my team and I were very keen to do, make sure that we tell the story and try to get our appreciation. Imagine if there wasn't persons who went out and did that. What kind of life would we have as Bahamians? We don't always eat chicken all the time. Right. And especially during Easter time and, Good Friday. Where do you go? You head to the dock or you head to the sea stores and you get what you
I
need.
call my cousins to send me a bag of fish.
Yeah, but at the same time, they have to go and get it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's what this is all about.
All right, we only have a couple minutes left. I want to read some of these messages really quickly. This person says here, tell Candia Smith and everyone at Agriculture Marine Resources that we appreciate all their hard work on the awards for the farmers and fishermen. But in order to bring down the cost of living, the cost of food in the Bahamas, the government and the ministry really needs to aid the Bahamas in, I'm not sure what this word they're trying to say is, but I guess helping the farmers and those in the food manufacturing business. A part of our high cost of living is the Bahamas depends too much on overseas exports. We need to get more serious and amp things up. I think that's what you all have been trying to do with these initiatives.
Definitely have been trying to do that with these initiatives. Going into the schools, getting into the minds of our youth to understand that a lot of these careers seems to be kind of, I wouldn't want to say they're not sustainable, but a lot of persons are looking to go into other careers rather than the careers that can help us to produce food, to help us to reduce our imports. I would say for the fishing community, they have been doing really well in training their young up to come up with them. And that's always a good thing. Our number one export is crawfish, and we export close to $90 million of that product.
Wow.
And so that's been a good help. When it comes to farmers, yes, there are a lot of things that needs to happen, but we appreciate the farmers who are still out there toiling and still participate in our farmers markets, who engage with BAIC to sell at the produce market. There is hope. I still think that there's a lot of hope. We have been initiating a lot of programs. For instance, at the beginning of the year, January, we initiated the Pineapple Project. A number of farmers actually visited. I think I came here and spoke to you a little bit about it. A number of those farmers went in September to Costa Rica, who is the number one pineapple exporter in the world, so that they can learn more about what they can do to have a year-round pineapple season. And they were able to visit a number of farms where they found out, I understand that they found out that we could actually export black pepper. No one really grows black pepper, but we assume that, not assume, but they have said to us that, hey, you guys have a great climate to produce black pepper. There are things that people aren't even producing yet. There are things that are in our sea that we have not really tapped into yet. For example, sea cucumber. I know the Department of Marine Resources is doing a large study on that. It's a delicacy, but an expensive one. And we have a lot of Asian persons who love sea cucumber. And apparently we have quite a abundance of it. So there are things that we have not explored yet. That's my point. The potential is there. And it's really up to Bahamians to really say, hey, let me get into this. I think every time I come here, I talk about farming and the new technology that people can explore. I know people are wondering how they're going to start farming cannabis. But we also need to feed ourselves. So we can look into other things such as container farming and other technologies that can help us to produce more food. Drones, we have a number of new drones that we've gotten at the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. So the potential is so great. And all
Drones
we have to
in
do,
farming. Okay.
to help you to navigate. It helps you to see the quality of the soil. It can help you do mass watering for areas in the Family Islands that may not have access to the right amount of water they need to farm. So you can get other technologies that can help you to produce more. So the possibilities are endless, but we have to really do our research and be able to think outside the box, so to speak, so that we could produce more food, so that we could lower our food import bill.
All right, one more time. Well, tell us about the Anchor Awards. Can you go to the ministry and get your tickets?
You cannot go to the ministry to get tickets. We're not selling it at the office, but we will have tickets printed on the night of. But we are encouraging everybody to go to ticketflare.com/Anchor Awards and purchase your tickets. It's really easy. You get a QR code, you bring that to the event, and we scan you in, and you're good to go. But
$60 VAT included.
$60 VAT inclusive.
Okay.
But the link is also on our Facebook page, in case you forget what I say. But again, it's ticketflare.com/Anchor Awards. $60 VAT inclusive for a black tie event. Yes, you will get food and drink afterwards. Lots of entertainment, lots of good time. As Deandra said, we had a wonderful, wonderful time at Agrarian Awards, and I think that the Anchor Awards is going to be even better. So each award show that we do, I promise you that once I'm involved in it, I'm going to try my best to make sure that everybody has a great time.
Next week, Saturday, November 16th.
Next week, Saturday, you said it as like, ooh, chills down my back.
It's very close, very close.
Very close. The countdown is on.
Candia Smith, thank you. Always a pleasure talking with you on the show. Great to have you with us, as always. Somebody says here, this is not related to you guys, but they say it's time we have a Garbage Man Awards. We would not be able to survive without them. Okay, which ministry handles that?
That's environmental health.
Environmental health. They got to think about it. I don't know how they would determine who's the best.
I don't know.
That'd be a good idea. Just at least to give them recognition, if only to give them recognition.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of things that people do that needs to be recognized.
Yeah, wow. And Mayo and Kongsa, that's a text, is awesome. Everyone needs to try it as a text.
Oh my gosh. I'm not doing it.
Maybe you can have that as a sample at the awards.
Not doing it.
Nope. Andy is with X again. We're remembering Quincy Jones. Songs produced by Quincy Jones, like this one. Take a listen.
Tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to say. And please, when I go out with you, don't put me on display. 'Cause you don't own me. Don't try to change me in any way.
This November, the Nassau Guardian is celebrating 180 years. And we want to thank you, our loyal readers, for helping to make this one of the oldest newspapers in the region. We want you to be a part of our Vision Challenge giveaway promotion, beginning October 28th through November 22nd. All you need to do is find the hidden Nassau Guardian 180 years logo, printed every day in the Nassau Guardian newspaper, and you could win prize money. Just purchase your daily Nassau Guardian newspaper every day, beginning Monday, October 28th. Find the 180th Nassau Guardian logo, cut out the page, mark the spot, write your name and phone number on that clipping, drop off your entries at our offices on Carter Street in Oakesfield, and every Friday, November 1st, November 8th, November 15th, and November 22nd, one drawing will take place. It's that simple.
Celebrate the ease of opening a new account online with Scotiabank. Follow these 3 steps to access a world of possibilities. Step 1, visit bs.scotiabank.com. Step 2, select an account type to best suit your needs. Step 3, complete the form and upload your documents. Open your new Scotiabank account online today.
The Tourism Development Corporation is calling all Bahamian musicians. We're launching the Street Musician Program to bring vibrant live performances to downtown Nassau. If you play unplugged instruments like acoustic guitar, saxophone, or violin, we're looking for 15 musicians to join this exciting initiative. No professional experience needed. Just submit a 90-second performance video by November 8th. Visit bahamas.com/pilot street musician and sign up today.
All those loans I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment with a built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. It's time to make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Are you concerned about the safety of your hard-earned savings? Well, worry no more. The Bahamas Deposit Insurance Corporation, DIC, is your ultimate financial safeguard. Did you know that your Bahamian dollar deposits in each member bank and credit union is insured up to a maximum of $50,000? That's right. Your deposits, whether a joint account, business account, a trust, or your personal savings, are each protected by the DIC up to this level. Rest assured, if something happens to your bank or credit union, the accrued interest will be calculated up to the date of closure, and payouts will be made promptly. So no matter what, your Bahamian dollar deposits are protected. With DIC, you can trust that your savings are secure. Visit our website at www.dic.bs for more information. The Bahamas Deposit Insurance Corporation. Peace of mind assured, your deposits secure.
Thanksgiving has arrived early at Montague Motors. This whole month is Black November with deep discounts on selected models. Roll out this season in style. Montague Motors, trusted quality service for over 20 years. Zero down, everyone. Village Road near Shirley. 698-3950. 812-7576. Call Montague Motors now and get the best discounts the entire month of November.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. The Bahamas places too much emphasis on cruise visitors, given that their spend in the economy is not as great as stopover visitors. That's according to Bahamian economist and vice president of operations at the Caribbean Development Bank, Therese Turner Jones. While the country's record-breaking tourism numbers are largely due to increasing numbers of cruise visitors, Turner Jones says she's not impressed by those figures. She said to Guardian Business, quote, "It's the people who are spending money in the country who need the focus, the people who stay at hotels and spend a long time getting to know the place and do not damage our environment in the process. I think we need to spend more attention on environmental issues, garbage collection and recycling. We need more sustainable living. We need food that's less expensive. We need to create those linkages to tourism so that we are creating some really good economic opportunities as a result of being a tourism destination." Well, a recent cruise analysis by Business Research and Economic Advisors for 2023-24 showed that cruise expenditure in the country from numerous sources was $654 million, with more than $470 million of that being passenger spend in the destination. That report showed that passengers spend $120 per person on average in the country during their stops in Bahamian ports. It's understood that the average stopover visitor spends about $2,800 each during their stay, with stopover visitors nearing 2 million people per year. Paradise Island restaurateur has lost 40% of its revenue to date compared to last year and blames inflation, adding that the number of tourists visiting the country doesn't mean much if they aren't spending money. Bradley Griffin, owner and operator of Viola's Bar and Grill in Paradise Island, told Guardian Business that tourists are spending way less than they were back in 2020 due to inflation. He said that he's lost, again, 40% of revenue due to the high inflation compared to the previous year. He said, quote, "The numbers are here for the tourists from the cruise ships, but from the airplanes and the long stays, they are down." Griffin, who also works as a food service consultant in his spare time, said he has seen the books of numerous small restaurants, saying, quote, "The money isn't there. I challenge anybody from the Ministry of Tourism, Investments, and Aviation to tell me different. Guess what? Nobody could come after me because that is what I do." Well, you can read more about his comments in today's Guardian Business section. And AML Chairman Franklin Butler says a proposed cost-right store in Eleuthera may cost up to $2 million. He highlighted the huge potential for AML's expansion on the Family Islands amid the opening of the company's newest cost-rate location off the East-West Highway. Butler telling Guardian Business during the opening that the cost-right East-West Highway location was $12 million. He said that the potential for Family Island growth is tremendous, particularly in Eleuthera, where a lot of developments are taking place. Overseas, the United Arab Emirates opened its annual oil and gas summit today as it plans to increase the country's energy output as global prices stay volatile and world politics remain uncertain ahead of the U.S. presidential election tomorrow. The massive Abu Dhabi International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference comes after the UAE, just last year, hosted the United Nations COP28 climate talks. Those talks ended with a call by nearly 200 countries to move away from planet-warming fossil fuels, the first time the conference made that crucial pledge. But the UAE as a whole still plans to increase its production of oil to 5 million barrels a day in the coming years as it pursues more cleaner energies at home. Meanwhile, UAE officials have made a point to dodge any questions about the U.S. election while maintaining their close ties to Russia, despite Moscow's war on Ukraine. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Friday, your market movers, APD Limited moving 165 shares, closing unchanged at 44.64. Commonwealth Bank moving 20 shares, down 50 cents, closing at 4.55. Commonwealth Brewery moving 5.50, unchanged at 10.79. CIBC First Caribbean Bank moving 12,000, down 67 cents, closing at 13.76. Focall moving 100,000, down 63 cents, closing at 5.67. Consolidated Water unchanged at 4.75. Emira Incorporated unchanged at 9.25. The BISX All Share Index closing at 2,845.79, down 133.87. Ending the week, the local market ended with 149,374 shares crossing the exchange with 25 trades accumulating a value of $1,018,118.87. The BISX All-Share Index lost 111.32 points, or 3.764%, ending the week at 2,845.79. Year-to-date, the index is down 5.85 points, or 0.205%. The week's volume and value leader, Full Call, moving 104,000 trades into 104,000 shares in 2 trades with a value of $592,200. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And tune in tonight to CFAL Talks right here on Guardian Radio at 6:30 p.m. And Deandra Cartwright, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
This Texas We Go says, y'all killing me with this conch salad discussion. And sour orange and big sour is very scarce now, yeah. But don't squeeze orange. I mean, I don't have a problem. But if you don't want it, just tell people you don't want it.
Yeah.
You don't want that. But definitely don't pour Bluebird orange juice into the conch salad. For the love of God, if you don't have the orange, don't put it. Don't substitute orange for orange juice out of a can.
Hopefully they hear you.
God almighty. Anyway, folks, before we go, just letting you know that we are celebrating the 180th anniversary of the Nassau Guardian, and you've got to pick up your Nassau Guardian every day this month. There is a snapshot, a beautiful blast from the past in the paper every day, including today. The first ever edition of the Nassau Guardian is in the paper today, and every day there's going to be something amazing. So you don't want to miss it. Pick it up and save it. It'll be amazing to keep in your archives. But have a great one. Deandra, see you next week. Or maybe even sooner. Maybe sooner. Maybe sooner.
We'll see.
I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to have a great show tomorrow talking about the U.S. election, and tomorrow and Wednesday. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green. Coming up next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.